I mam
we will not be able to hear them.
ale może być
Drogi wielbiciele, jeżeli ktoś z Was że ma problem, żeby się zalogować, to powiedzcie im, że muszą wyłączyć Zoom i włączyć go jeszcze raz, bo jeżeli wpiszą złe hasło i będą poprawiać, to nie będą mogli się zalogować.
Janabi, can you hear me? Słyszysz mnie? Can you hear me?
Yes. Słyszę cię, Gorangi.
Okay.
Słyszę cię i piszę do ciebie w ogóle.
No, I know. I just saw it. Because I don't know if this is recording or not, but I didn't think anyone can hear me.
A ja nie słyszę Gorangi. Co mam zrobić, żeby ją usłyszeć?
English. Yes, switch to English. O, chodź pogadamy, Cintamani. Yay! No właśnie, yeah, please switch off English. Swipe to English.
Hej, Gorangi!
Cześć, Cintamani, słyszysz mnie?
Słyszę cię!
No to super!
No to może chcę cię zobaczyć, poczekaj.
Boże, jaka... No tam właśnie, wiesz co, no Cintamani, tak miło cię widzieć, Boże, jak ładnie wyglądasz. Wiesz co, no ja cię słyszę, Cintamani teraz.
Ja ciebie też, wszystko w porządku.
To super, to bardzo się cieszę. Miło cię widzieć, ładnie wyglądasz, super, że jesteś i wiesz, no i mam nadzieję, że to jakoś to wszystko wyskoczy. Ja jestem trochę, wiesz, ja nie jestem techniczna, ja się nie łapię, nie mogę nic gadać, przez to wszystkim macham, nie wiem, o co chodzi. Ale no wiesz, przeżyjemy. A tutaj jakiś potem. No i gdzie jest Nila? Niech się przywita. Widziałam go pięknie.
To on poszedł sobie zrobić śniadanie inteligentnie, tak?
No bardzo dobrze, ja chyba też pójdę, wiesz. Już piłam kawę, ale może jeszcze jedną.
Ja nie mogę, bo jestem na takim poście, że poszłam do 12 po prostu.
Ojejku, a co robisz? Jakiego posta?
Taki jakiś tam częściowy, że tylko przez 8 godzin dziennie jem.
Aha.
Dobra, to nie o tym już, bo jak jest broadcasting, to po prostu może nie rozmawiajmy.
O właśnie, zapomniałam.
Może nas nie słychać na tym broadcasting.
No właśnie, mam nadzieję, że nie, bo ja tam, wiesz, zaczęłam się denerwować, myślałam, że mnie nie słyszy, bo wszyscy se gadają, a ja tu tak samotnie siedzę.
Okay.
No to Cintamani, bardzo się cieszę na twoje ofiarowanie w zeszłym roku. Cały czas pamiętam twoje ofiarowanie z zeszłego roku. Okay. Bardzo mi się podobało. I później, wiesz co, słyszałam, jak Gurdew parę razy tak wspomniał to w wykładzie, wiesz, i teraz o tym właśnie, że wróci po nas. Pamiętasz, jak ty to powiedziałaś, że on po nas wróci i on nawet na tych Vyasa Pujach w tym roku bardzo często to mówił, wiesz, że on don't mind, nie, że po nas wróci. I to było takie fajne. I tak sobie myślałam właśnie, o Cintamani to powiedziała w zeszłym roku. Fajne.
Nie, to on to powiedział, ja to tylko powtórzyłam, tak? On mi to powiedział na Warszanie, więc ja to powtórzyłam.
No tak, no ale tak wiesz, on tylko tak nigdy nie powiedział tak oficjalnie, publicznie, a od tego czasu zaczął publicznie to mówić, nie? Znaczy może mówił to publicznie.
Okej. Brihaspati, nie wiem czy mnie słyszy, chyba nie, bo jest na angielskim. Wygląda jak Trisama zupełnie po prostu, jakbym Trisamy widziała.
Widza, teraz coś się stało takiego, że nałożyły się 2 kanały i słuchać jednocześnie z polskiego i z angielskiego, wiesz? Posłuchać jak ty mówisz i słuchać Cintamani, która jest w angielskim. Ciekawe dlaczego. I piszą tu ludzie, że wszystkich słuchać naraz.
Oh no! Sorry!
To, że ktoś jest w jednym kanale czy w drugim, nie znaczy, że go nie słychać w pozostałym. Jak ktoś mówi na głos, to słychać go we wszystkich kanałach, a nie słychać tylko tłumacza.
I hope that it's not you doing this by having 2 computers next to each other with 2 channels. Is Nila next to you, or?
No, oni mają jeden komputer. Nie ma jeden. Okej.
Poczekaj, ja się tu przełączę na ogólny. Domo, powiedz jeszcze raz, jak do mnie mówisz.
Mamy problem, dlatego że pojawił się problem z dźwiękiem, że słychać na wszystkich kanałach wszystko i się zastanawiam, czy to może nie robisz ty z swoim mężem. Masz te komputery obok siebie włączone?
Mam, ale wiesz co, Nila jest na słuchawkach i jest zamutowany, więc...
Okej.
Mogę go zamknąć. Mogę zamknąć na chwilę jego komputer i zobaczysz, czy to my, ale wątpiłabym. Chcesz? Bo coś słyszę.
Be right back. Wracam zaraz. 1 minute.
Technical question to you.
Что за вопрос, Виджа? Спроси у меня, я, может быть, отвечу.
The question is that devotees say that they can hear all 3 channels on translation channels, and this is one thing. Janavi, możesz jeszcze raz powiedzieć, jak zgłosić ten problem, jak mówiłaś, że na angielskim kanale słychać też polski?
No jak Chintamani rozmawiała z Gaurangi w angielskim pokoju, to jednocześnie słyszałam je i też słyszałam ciebie, który mówisz na polskim kanale, więc mi się to nakładało, a dziwne to było.
To tak ma być, dlatego że Gaurangi musi słyszeć oryginalny kanał, bo jak ma tłumaczyć?
Okej.
To jest normalne, tak?
Mi się też wydaje, że to jest normalne, my po prostu nie będziemy gadać wszyscy naraz i tyle, tak? Wtedy tylko jedna osoba. Gurudev i będziesz słyszeć Gurudeva i tłumacza pewnie, tak?
Prabhuji, so there is no problem, everything is okay now.
Okej, czyli jest jasne, że jeżeli ktoś nie mówi tylko Gurudev, to po prostu reszta ma wyłączone mikrofony i spokój.
Super, że mamy te dodatkowe kilka minut. Może nie dla wszystkich, niektórzy się spieszą, ale przynajmniej możemy wszystkie problemy usunąć techniczne.
Tak.
Mamy Gangę jak coś.
Gango, witamy Cię w końcu.
Tarło, powiem wam, że ta technologia jakaś do bani jest, ale dobra, jestem.
A pokaż siebie, oprócz pięknego zdjęcia.
A co to? Zdjęcie wystarczy. Co wy? A czemu jeszcze nie zaczęliście?
Czekamy na Gurudeva. Będzie za 10 minut, tak może mniej.
Aha, okej. Hej!
Twój darshan.
Już myślałam, że sobie dam spokój i pojadę na rower, wiecie?
Ale pomysł.
No tak, ale gdyby mi Janavi nie przypomniała, to bym pojechała na rower i bym was nie tu nie było.
No to dziękujemy za Janavi.
Tak, dokładnie. No, bo zapomniałam, bo ja taka zapominałam.
Chodź sobie przestawimy stół.
A tak długo czekacie już na Gurudeva? Pół godziny?
Ja będę ze swojej strony.
Ale zobacz, jak ja będę ze swojej strony, to ja będę tutaj.
No to takie ustalne.
Okay, Advitaji, I think we're very close to start. I can see Srila Gurudev is here.
Okay, so we need to mute everyone.
Yeah, he hasn't switched the camera on, so, but I guess we're gonna start shortly. So,
Do we have like 2 minutes or? Okay. Srila
Srila Gurudev, can you unmute yourself, Srila Gurudev?
Hare Krishna, everyone. Excuse me for being late. It's not me, it's India. You know what India is like. So, but I'm here now.
Yes, we are very, very happy that you are with us. So on the behalf of all the disciples and well-wishers, we would like to welcome you. This is a great honor for us that we can appreciate you and offer our homages to you. It's been already more than a year of our separation, so we feel a lot of pain in our hearts. So thank you for being with us. We are very excited for this meeting, and we would like to start from hearing from you on the beginning. So please, thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
So I'll speak first.
Yes, Srila Gurudev.
Okay. I'm used to speaking because
Recording in progress.
I'm used to speaking because this is what I've been doing for the last year and a half, as you know. I'll begin in the proper way. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pashtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Pastrita Dishatarni Vanchakalpa Turubhyaska Kripasundabhe Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Well, it's no secret that I've been having Vyasa Puja now for a couple of months. Generally, here in India, they worship the Guru on one day of the year. It's called Guru Purnima. And people of different traditions, spiritual traditions here, Hindu, different branches, they worship their Guru on that day. In our Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, we honor our spiritual master on his appearance day. And it's been that way for at least 500 years. And in ISKCON also, we've observed that. But these are special times and circumstances. They say that desperate times require desperate measures. So I've been having Vyasa Puja every Sunday, I don't know, for the last 2.5 months. And it's almost as if we could go on all year, in the sense that it's very important that we all have Sangha, especially now. This pandemic has, well, it's had its ups and its downs, and it's looks like it's going to be okay, then it gets worse again, and who really knows how long it's going to go on, and all the ramifications, what means the new normal, etc. But one thing for sure is that it's very painful for the Vaishnavas. Not only because so many devotees have gotten sick from this virus. I've lost a number of godbrothers. I've lost many more disciples around the world. So we're suffering, and but we must consider Lord Chaitanya's inquiry to Ramananda Roy, as it's described in the illustrious Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's favorite book. Therein, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in I think it's Madhya Lila, he inquires, he presents a lot of questions to Ramananda Roy, most of which we won't discuss today, but one of the questions was, my dear Ramananda Roy, what is the most painful thing in this world? And you don't have to think too hard. There's so many ways to suffer, very few ways to enjoy. That's one of our first realizations as devotees in Krishna consciousness, why we're here. So Ramananda Roy says, the most painful thing in this world is to be separated from devotees. So how can he say that? Well, we can understand it because our greatest pleasure, our greatest happiness, our greatest joy, our greatest benefit comes from Vaishnava Sangha, from devotees. We have three principal relationships in Krishna consciousness. Hari, Guru, Vaishnava. The Vaishnavas, our spiritual master, spiritual masters, and Krishna. That's the source of all of our advancement in Krishna consciousness, our hopes in Krishna consciousness, our happiness in Krishna consciousness, to be with the Vaishnavas and the Vaishnavis. Prabhupada started a movement. He inaugurated a new society, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness in the Western world. And you know how many times I've glorified ISKCON for all its wonders in this present day and age. So society means devotees, and because human beings are social animals, You learn that in school. We're social animals. We feed off of association with others. Those in the mode of ignorance, they love to do all that bad stuff with others in the mode of ignorance. Those in the mode of passion like to work towards materialistic goals with like-minded people. Those in the mode of goodness, they have finer tastes, but still those tastes are within the realm of material nature, so they're also bound by those tastes. So everyone has their association. But we've learned the miracle of Vaishnava association. Even if you're feeling down and out, if you come into the association of devotees and there's sweet katha and there's Hari Kirtan and there's delicious prasadam, you're just propelled to the transcendental platform immediately. So we not only hanker for that, we're desperate for that association. Desperate. And we like to give that association to others. We're not miserly. We don't just keep it for ourselves, but you know, my message over and over and over again in Poland is that we must share that good fortune with others. That's what Prabhupada did. He spent his whole life sharing Krishna consciousness. So when that's taken away from us, we suffer. It's enough to bring tears to your eyes. That's real lamentation, to be separated from the Vaishnavas. And by, you could say, the goodwill of science and technology, we often speak against, mundane science and materialistic technology, but let's give them some credit today. Those intelligent minds who have given us the opportunity to Zoom. If you think back just a few years, people used pigeons to communicate. They'd send messages by pigeons. Or people would have to travel, long distances with the letters to deliver. Then there's the telegram. And, not so long ago, there was the fax machine. And anyway, now we have Zoom. And I think Zoom is like maybe 82% Vapu. There's Vapu and Vani. Vapu means the personal association, and Vani means the instructions. So we always hear from Prabhupada that the instructions are the most important. Yes, that's true, but we're all beginners, and we need the association of mom and dad and brothers and sisters and uncles. And we're not so advanced we can live in the jungle and just have the instructions. We're all newcomers. We spent billions of years in the material world, and in this one lifetime, or perhaps some of you previous lifetimes, we've taken to Krishna consciousness. So we're beginners. We know who we are. We know where we're going. We know the Paramgatim. We've been reminding you about that the last year and a half with our Vrindavan lectures. But we very much depend on Vapu, or personal association. So, okay, Zoom. I can see all of you now. You can see me. Okay, but it's not exactly like being in, Shemesh, where we should be right now, in the gymnasium, having class, getting ready to go to Milno or Kuobje or wherever. It's not the same, and you know it as well as I do. So at least we have this, and we're thankful for that. This is, probably the greatest thing that science and technology has ever done. Forget going to the moon and sending their rovers to Mars and whatever. Okay, this is their ultimate accomplishment because it allows us to be together today and every Tuesday and every Friday, in the sense that that's all I do. Govinda Maharaj said to me, Indraduna Maharaj, we lived in the temple for 10 years in the ashram. We really lived in the ashram in Detroit, in Paris. I lived in the ashram. And then he said for 40 years, we were footloose and fancy free. We traveled the world. And then a year and a half ago, Radharani, she slammed the door in our face, stuck in Vrindavan. Of course, you can never think of yourself as stuck in Vrindavan. It was a blessing for me. But I couldn't even go outside because here in India, even today, the situation is so dire that I can still see the funeral pyres burning in the valley below me. I live on a mountaintop in Maharashtra. Smoke everywhere. So here, we're not as free as you are in Europe, or especially free in America. We're still bound to our residences. So what was I to do? I sat down one day in front of my deities and I prayed. And I'm not saying my deities talked to me, but I got inspired to do what I never really had time to do, is just read and chant all day. Now, I know you can't even imagine me doing that. I had no choice. So, to make a long story short, I've read everything. Really. I've read everything. Prabhupada's books and all the literatures of the Goswamis. I haven't read all the Sandarbhas yet, because that's quite a lot. But for my lectures, I mean, I've benefited. Someone says, "Oh, you live in Maharashtra," which is near Mumbai, by the way, Pune, up on a mountaintop. There's some mountains near here. We're very safe here, in a jungle with wild animals and everything. Very beautiful, very clean, very pure. The wind is always blowing. We don't even experience summer up here. And I've been living here for quite some time, and I just to get up in the morning and I chant and do my puja. Then you can ask my helpers here to read all day long. So for me, with all the pain I've experienced from the loss of wonderful devotees and just seeing people in general suffer so much, and just the fact we can't preach, still it's been a silver lining in the dark cloud of this particular moment in the history of the world in Kali Yuga. And I've always been taught that whatever you get in Krishna consciousness, you should share it with others. One time I was taking prasadam with a group of godbrothers, and one of my disciples brought me, I think, some, I don't know what it was, some curd or something, for my sabjis. So I started to mix it into my preparation, and Govinda Maharaj was next to me. He said, Indraduna Maharaj, no one else has, curd here. So our policy in Krishna consciousness is whatever you get, you share it equally with others. So that, I had to give up my curd, cheese, and I shared it with others. And then he said, that's the principle of Krishna consciousness. Really, if you want to keep what you have to share it with others. That's spiritual mathematics. 1 minus 1 means a million blessings in Krishna consciousness. So that's what I've been doing. I've just been reading and chanting, and someone says, oh, you live in Maharashtra, you're not in Vrindavan. But to tell you frankly, I'm more in Vrindavan now than even when I was there. Because Shravanam Kirtanam, Krishna Smaranam. And Vrindavan's all about Krishna. It's all about Radha and Krishna. From my talks. So I'm constantly thinking like that. And there's that famous verse of Rupa Goswami that if you should live in Vrindavan and associate with Brajabasis, you choose one particular mood which you like, and you follow a devotee, a Nitya Siddha who's in that mood and like that. But he said, if you can't live there, you should always remember Vrindavan. So I've been forced, me, an aspiring devotee, I've been forced to think of Vrindavan all day and sometimes even dream about Vrindavan now. And I'm trying my best to share it with you. Somehow my lectures become popular, so embarrassing. Devotees around the world are writing to me, but that's not so significant. The point is that mainly I'm doing it for you. Because with everything I've done, or they say I've done, the big festivals, the Sadhu Sangha retreat in America, the Sacred Sounds in Australia, trips to Brazil with our festival tour, and Nandini can tell you about our tour in America and Poland. Yes, but really I consider my most important service my disciples, because what can one man do? But so many others who he educates and helps and inspires, they can do so much more. So the Polish tour is not only preaching, but it's also training. That you are all much younger than me. I'm in my 70s now. My days are limited. Prabhupada used to talk like that. He said, I'm an old man now. He said, but you will all carry on the movement. Some of you are middle-aged, but you still have 30 or 40 years left. So this is how we've been trained in Krishna consciousness to share. And I feel this point in my life, my sharing should be with my disciples. Prabhupada said one time, I'm just hoping, he said, that some of my disciples understand this message that I'm preaching. So I've enjoyed living in Vrindavan in my mind as best I can. And I've really enjoyed sharing Vrindavan and encouraging you to share Vrindavan as your lives go on by preaching, because nothing lasts forever. This pandemic's only going to last for whatever. I don't know. Who can say? But there are better days ahead. There are better days ahead. Nighttime's there, but then the sun rises eventually, and then there's the bright sunshine of noon. So the mercy, the sunshine of Chaitanya's Mahaprabhu's mercy will shine again. And my feeling is that people are going to be more than ever ready to hear. And we will be there, speaking in their ears. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Exactly how? That we don't know, but we're keeping our fingers crossed that, next summer, we're back on the Baltic Sea coast. And just imagine how it will be received by the people. Some devotees were fearful, but they won't remember us. What? They can't forget us. Because we made such deep impression in the hearts of the Polish nation. I very often meet people in different parts of the world. Oh, Festival of India, Hare Krishna. Such a nice program. Have you been? Yes. Or if they say, no, but my friend has been and has told me, my children have been. We saturated that country with Krishna consciousness and gave a very favorable impression. So who knows what the future is? So many seeds are planted. So we'll be back. Don't lament. Don't think it's all over now. No. Lord Chaitanya's, maybe so many things in this material will be over in due course of time. But Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement is not going to be over for at least 10,000 years. You will have lots of service to do. Janme Janme Prabhu say, birth after birth. We're not so concerned about going back to Godhead. We want to fulfill Prabhupada's mission in this world, and when he feels it ready, then we'll go home. So we have lots of service. So this is kind of a pause You know, you pause the video, or you pause the lecture, you know. This is a pause. Don't think it's the end. Don't not think this is the end of the Polish tour or any of our preaching in Warsaw or Bielsko or Wrocław or Szczecin or any of those towns. No, this is a pause. That's all. And it may have a deeper meaning, because as soon as the sunshine comes, you can be sure that the first place I come back is Varsavia. And we will all meet and we will have our plans. We may have to restructure, I don't know, but we started from nothing. 30 years ago, there were 4 or 5 of us, you know, chanting Hare Krishna in the city squares, and everything came from that, because Polish people, they like this movement. We have our opposition, but I've always come back to Poland because people are pious and open-minded at the same time. So we have the magic formula there. So Prabhupada said one time, Vrindavan is his home, Mayapur is his place of worship, and Bombay was his office. So I was thinking about it this morning because I knew I was going to talk to you. I was waiting for this Vyasa Puja especially. So I would say, following in the footsteps of my spiritual master, that Vrindavan is also my home. Mayapur is where my heart is, because that's where Gaur Nitai are. Without the mercy of Gaur Nitai, we can understand nothing of the divine couple, Radha and Krishna, in Vrindavan. We'll never make Vrindavan our eternal residence without the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he's the Yuga avatar. But I would say Poland is my place of service. Vrindavan's my home. Mayapur is where my heart is, but Poland is my place of service, and that's nothing less than my home or my heart, because only by seva do we get the mercy of the Vaishnavas, our spiritual masters, and Radha and Krishna. So it's by seva everything's achieved. So you could say that of everything, you know, Vrindavan, okay, that it's far away for me really to consider that I'll be eternal residence there one day. Mayapur, you know, I prefer to serve Gaur Nitai, not in Mayapur, but on the streets of Kali Yuga. Someone says, what temple do you belong to? My temples, you know, the corner of First Street and Main Street, you know, they have different combinations of street corners. So First and Main, that's my temple. That's where I belong. Yes, I like to visit Mayapur, but I feel Gaur Nitai's mercy when I'm on the sands of the Baltic Sea coast, or the asphalt in New York City, or the favelas, the townships of Rio de Janeiro or Zululand. That by that seva we gain everything else. That's my Prabhudatta Desh. And of all places I spent the most time, it's in Poland. So you can do the math. How important Poland is to me. How much I love the Polish people. And how dear are the devotees of Poland and Ukraine and Russia and Latvia and Macedonia. You know, you really see the international face of ISKCON in Poland. I think someday somebody will write a book about it. So I'm very happy to be with you today. I don't want to take too long, but I wanted to tell you how important you are to me, how much I truly love all of you, appreciate all the service you've done through the years, and how I wanted to just say, don't worry, we have a lot more service to do in Poland, and we will be back together again. I can't say when, but we will be back. And I know the Polish people will give us big, warm embraces as you can imagine what it's going to be like. The first Harinam, on the Polish tour, what it's going to be like when we come out of the school and get on the buses and drive to the beachfront, you know, in Reval, and we get out of the bus and we go down those wooden steps to the beach, and the people see us. You're back. The Festival of Indies back. We're going to need security guards to, like, you know, keep the masses of people from coming and embracing us. We're going to need security for that reason, not because they want to harm us, because they want to embrace us, kiss us, and shower us with words of gratitude. You're back. Now my summer will be complete. All right, I'll finish there. I love this day because I can pour out my heart to all of you. And I'm sure, like, I like to glorify my spiritual master. It's my favorite thing, actually, to glorify Prabhupada, because he's the be-all and end-all of all of our existences. So I know how you also want to say some words. So I will take those words and I will thank you for them. And then, like a bunch of roses, I'll take those words and I'll place them at the feet of my eternal, divine, spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, at whose feet all the masters sit. So, Dziękuję bardzo. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
So we'll start with our offerings from Lakshmi Van Prabhu first. Lakshmi Van Prabhu, czy jesteś gotowy?
Słyszą mnie wszyscy?
Tak, ale jeżeli mógłbyś mówić troszeczkę głośniej.
Okej, będę mówił głośniej.
Proszę.
Hare Krishna. Gurudev, przyjmij proszę moje pokorne pokłony do Twoich lotosowych stóp. Wszelka chwała wszystkim zebranym tutaj baktom. Przyjmijcie proszę również moje pełne szacunku pokłony. Na wstępie pragnę podziękować Gurudevowi za poświęcenie nam swojego drogocennego czasu. Dvijavara Prabhu i wszystkim, którzy go wspomagali, dziękuję za organizację tego spotkania i stworzenie możliwości przekazania Srila Gurudewie Guru Dakshina. Tłumaczce dziękuję za tłumaczenie.
I'd like to thank you and Vijayavara for organizing my obeisances to you. Thank you for organizing the Vyasa Puja. Thank you, all the interpreters. And now my offering is starting. Dear Srila Gurudev, the time has come to celebrate your appearance day. This is the tradition, but to do it only once a year, it's kind of an offense to your lotus feet. Because we could do that Vyasa Puja every day. So please accept my humble obeisances onto your lotus feet. You collect and you give us the transcendental knowledge. And without you, we would never be able to get that. We can, of course, get that knowledge from other sources, but coming from you, us as your disciples, we can get realizations and understanding what kind of benefits we can get if we understand that knowledge. So I'm very grateful, and I would like to offer you my obeisances to your lotus feet. Because of your costless mercies, you accept all the new disciples, all the new people onto your care, and you let them be free from that material world, and they can go back to Krishna. And you risk your health, and you risk your life, just so we can get a chance to go back to Godhead, to our real life. I would try my best to take opportunity of that, being given that chance. Because you are a representative of Krishna to us, your disciples. You represent your acharyas, previous acharyas, and you represent the Supreme Lord. Because of you, we get all the mercy. We get the mercy from Krishna. You are just like Jesus. You can say, like what Jesus said to his disciples, to Krishna, you can only go through me. You are a portal to the spiritual world, and it's open only to the disciples. How can I please you? When can I please you? Dear Shri Gurudev, before I met you, you gave me life. Thank you so much for all your efforts. Please accept my humble obeisance unto your lotus feet. Your humble servant, Lakshmi Vandas. Dear Shri Gurudev, I couldn't do this offering. Please read properly the offering that I wrote myself because I'm feeling very emotional, because I'm about to cry, because my voice is so shaky. I can't even express myself properly. Before, I never had that. I don't know, maybe I should go see a doctor. But to be honest, you are my doctor. You cure me from the dirt of material existence. Is that a disease? Maybe that's the side effects of your therapy. I came here to glorify you, but not to lament. So I'm going to stop now. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Lakshmi Van Prabhu. Now I would like to ask Kumari. Please read your offering. Are you with us, Kumari?
Tak, jestem.
Czy możesz troszeczkę głośniej?
Yes. Well, like this is okay?
Jest okay.
Słyszysz mnie? Słyszycie mnie? Dobra. Okay. Dear Shri Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you, and all glories to Shri Prabhupada. There are a lot of things one could say to glorify you, but there is one quality of yours I've been meditating on over the last months, and it's your care. It's like how that you care so much about us and you do so much for us. You show us so much love and care, and to anyone who takes shelter of your lotus feet. And now I see it more than ever before. Of course, you are very caring since I remember. Just now, when we are not busy with extremely intense services, I noticed how much. And it reminded me of Srila Prabhupada, or rather, what I've heard about him from older devotees and from you. It is truly heartbreaking that right now there is no festival of India going on our Baltic Sea coast. But knowing that canceling it was dictated by your love and care is somehow confronts the pain. Out of your care, you told us that we can always turn to you if we need help in these difficult times. But it wasn't the first time you told us that we can count on you if in need. And you helped many of us over the decades. You care not only about our spiritual growth, but also about our mental and material well-being. In this way, making us aware that we needed to be able to serve Krishna and this movement. Now you give regular classes online. Before you would make huge preaching so that at all times everyone can get a chance for spiritual nourishment. You even took under consideration our time, sacrificing yours and recording now this lectures twice in 2 languages. Now you give your time so we can have your darshan online, organizing regular online meetings, and so you can see how we are doing. Before, you would regularly check on us, how we are doing, if we are all right, healthy, if we changed while we were doing our services, or when we had some free time in between them on the tour. I remember these moments very well because These were that moments when me and my friends received amazing blessings because you cared so much that we go to Golok Vrindavan at the end of this life. You also made sure that we are fed while your disciples want to serve you as spiritual master. From time to time, you served us. And one time, I was even lucky to witness you feeding your disciple, quite embarrassed by the way, with a spoon, like a father feeds his child. I remember evenings when you repeatedly told us that whenever we reach home, meaning school, that we should go straight to bed. And yeah, that bed was whatever we slept on. That we shouldn't chat and just take a good rest so that the next day we have energy for another day of the festival. And we weren't always listening. So many times we think we know better what we should do, what is better for us. And yes, I'm one of those guilty of staying up late. And the worst part is that I don't even feel that much guilt. But we tend, but we tend to forget that you are older than us, more experienced and wiser, and you know better what are the results of certain actions. I hope I can follow your instructions more and to take your concern about our spiritual, mental, and material well-being more seriously, so I can serve you, Srila Prabhupada, other devotees, and Krishna better. I also hope that meditating on this wonderful quality, I will be able to show it to the devotees as you do and as Srila Prabhupada did. Thank you, dear Srila Gurudev, for everything, for taking such a good care of us. I will never be able to pay my debt back, but I try to pay it back as much as I can. And I really hope we will be able to see you in person soon, because we miss you a lot. You're trying to be your servant, Kumari Sundari.
Dziękujemy Ci bardzo, Kumari. A teraz kolejna osoba.
Thank you, Kumari. The next person we don't need any introduction for. Nandini, are you with us? I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me okay. Yeah, we can hear you fine.
I'm too moved with my emotions, but will really try my best. Thank you for staying here. Thank you for each and every word, each of your breath. That you keep believing we're gonna be back. That's my life and soul. I feel I'm all yours on the Baltic Sea coast. Probably the one who never falls but believes in miracle. Yes, and follows the instruction to be happy as much as I can within the quite narrow frame. I wrote a few things so I don't get overly with the time. So we'll follow Vijavara's suggest about the timings. And thank you for being here, each and every one of you, starting from Gurudev. Thank you. I just wanted to say, love is something you make out of your life to be now given. Life after life, so many returns. Suddenly comes your real one, identity, yours, so individual, seeking for love and relation. Thank you so much for your presence. I want to read here what I wrote on your day, May 20, 2021. towards your Vyasa Puja days coming and celebrations. Read on these days from me. That time I wrote it because I wasn't able to say if I will be able to read. But now I am. Along with the instruction comes power to execute. And I really feel blessed and empowered since I met you. I'm here to be and never dream about real past. What used to be will happen, grow, and be totally me, full of real presence and flowers for the grace of beauty, having no bounds, no boards, and no real pros, cons to be, standing full love of amazement and hope to see up north festival of smiles and bravey waves and waves of Baltic Sea coast, still waving to you. Come and remember to be truly you. Sending you lots of best wishes and many words during this period of transforming this world. You know who sends for the time being. Thank you so much. I will listen to all my family.
Piękny moment. Dziękujemy Ci, Nandini, bardzo.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Nandini. No, we'll ask Paramahari and his wife to read their offerings. Hare Krishna. Please accept our humble obeisances. Mangala Saki Priya will speak first. I would like to offer you those flowers. That is actually a beautiful garland. Please accept it. Hare Krishna. Mangala. Dear Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you. All glories to all the devotees. Today, on this day, when we read our offerings, I would like to thank you that you are present in my life and that I'm under your care. I'm very grateful for the mercy they have given me. Dear Srila Gurudev, thank you for your preaching and your classes. Even though I don't understand English, your voice gives solace to my heart and to my soul. The fact that you give so much time to the preaching is very inspiring. All the services you do, you give the credit to Srila Prabhupada. I would like to be a little bit like you, to humble disciple. I thank you for your beautiful kirtans that we play every day at our home. And they helped me to survive my time in the hospital, recent time in the hospital. I thank you for your shelter of your lotus feet. When I was giving birth to my son, only the prayer to you, they gave me bravery and strength. Thank you for the beautiful name for my little boy, Shamananda Pandit. I'm very happy that you gave him his name. Thank you, even though I didn't sleep much lately. I am managing to chant 16 rounds, but I'm managing, and I'm very proud of myself that I can wait to please you. I always pray to Nishingadev, Lord Nishingadev, so he can protect you. I pray for your blessings so I can follow your instructions, that I can have the strength to continue my devotional service to you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dearest Srila Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All goes to you, Srila Gurudev. All glories to the assembled devotees. I'm very happy I have another opportunity to say a few words from the heart. Offering from a disciple is a special time so we can express our gratitude to our spiritual master. And so many things I'm grateful for. I would like to let you know I'm okay. I managed my first year of my studies, and I got one of the best scores in the year in my year group. And I've got very stable work, and I'm okay financially, and I'm chanting my rounds and following my principles. And there's things in life that are not great, but I know this is just life, and I know I need to let it go when these things happened. I know the path of self-realization, sometimes there's sweet and sometimes there's sour moments, and I'm praying to the Supreme Lord that due to your mercy, I am going forward, and I'm Srila Gurudev, today is your day. I could speak about your glories for a long, long time, but I'm conscious. I'm conscious of time, but so I just want to say very few, just a couple of stories that give an example of what kind of person you are. That was in 1996 and 1997 when I was in Weba on the holidays, and I heard that the Hare Krishnas are coming and there's going to be a festival, and I was curious. I went to see what it is, and I saw on the stage there was the devotee bands. They were chanting Mahamantra. It was reggae rock, and I was listening and I was listening, and I thought there was just few words. That Mahamantra was just literally few words, but it was wonderful. And I went to see a monk, and he was sitting at the table, and this monk that was talking through the interpreter, he was talking. I wanted to buy a book, but my first wife didn't want me to get that book. And I was sitting with that monk, and I was answering questions, and he was answering the questions, and he was also fighting the mosquitoes at the time. And I told my wife at the time, did you see that monk didn't even, he was so patient, he didn't even one mosquitoes. It was very, very inspiring because he was so kind even to these annoying mosquitoes, and I thought it was so nice. And then and I went to get some halava, and I was thinking, you were the monk, Srila Gurudev, you were answering those questions. And I noticed, that was my first realization, that you are surrounded by all the annoyances that you keep just waving away, and you are very patient. It was 14 years later only that I read Bhagavad Gita, and I remembered, while I was reading Bhagavad Gita 14 years later, I was remembering you, the monk. Then I came to Woodstock. I was in school. I was chanting by then, and I was accepted by Pralananda Maharaj. I didn't know much about Vaishnava etiquette, and I was helping in a kitchen with Vishwa Karma Prabhu. And then I went the next day. I went to the kitchen, and you were there, Srila Gurudev, and other devotees. You were eating prasadam, and I came in, and Srila Gurudev, you looked at me, and I just remember that look. There's very strong going through my heart stare, and I was looking, what should I do now? I was thinking, oh God, what do I do? Do I pay my obeisances on the floor? And I was just frozen. I didn't know what to do, and I just didn't pay. I didn't do anything. I just didn't pay those obeisances. And you just looked at me for a very short time, and then you looked away. You were chatting to your friends, and I was left with my ignorance for many years. I came back from Woodstock. I got kavacha from Prahlad Nrsimha Prabhu, and from thinking about the service in the kitchen, I was praying to the Supreme Lord, because I knew I made a mistake. I didn't pay my obeisances to you, so I was praying so I can make up for that mistake, so I can pay my obeisances to you again. And I was imagining, I'll pay my obeisances and you put your lotus feet on my head, and I was really praying for that. And then I thought, what it will, it's gonna. Anyway, I wrote to Pralananda Maharaj that I told him about my feelings for you. I was talking to him about. It was actually due to Gauranga Avatar that I was talking about you. I was just feeling so close to you, I just got blessings from Maharaj that I can actually become your disciples, that I can have a relationship with you. And Mangala Sakhi Priya. And Mangala Sakhi Priya also said the same, that she was feeling the same, that she was feeling close to you. And we got a meeting, we got blessings from Prahlad Maharaj that we can be your disciples. And I was feeling so lost, like in a big, big city. And basically we were just unsure what to do. And then we wrote to you and we got the reply. You felt our desire in our heart and you you accepted us as your aspiring disciples. I felt that this desire is so important, who inspires us, who we're inspired by. And then you accepted us in your heart, and we were very happy and crying in ecstasy. We knew we were in the right place under the care of the right person. It was Mahashivaratri 2019. We had our initiation was 2020. Every time we have a relationship, interaction with you, we are feeling so blessed. We wrote to you. We were grateful to Prahlad Maharaj that he was helping us in our spiritual path. And we were, in that way, we were representing you as well, and being grateful to him. In 2021, I was wondering how many years I've lost not being with you for all this time. I got a jacket, yoke jacket on Sankirtan. It's a wonderful, wonderful gift. But even having your jacket, I just felt like it was so much time not serving you. But then again, thanks to Mahavan Prabhu, that he was writing back to me all my questions, and I was writing to you, and you were replying to me, and you gave this beautiful name for our baby boy, Shyamananda Pandit. And then only then Srila Gurudev, which I just stopped lamenting about wasting that time because of your mercy and that 1 minute of your blessings, that I felt my heart was satisfied then. And it was just like a rain, very rich rain, watering this dry land. This beautiful name, Shyamananda Pandit, we are always going to be thinking of you, saying his name. You became part of our family, everyday member. We had, in June, we had a Namakarana, and we had Gauranga Avatar and Krishna Sambandha were the priests, and they choose for, so it's a full moon. And I chose the 25th of June, but actually the full moon was 24th, but I was trying to change that, but they couldn't. We already had it all arranged. I said, why was I thinking? Why did I make that mistake of the date? But I just felt, and then I checked, and then in my heart I had that voice, check the Vaishnava calendar, and then I opened up the app, and that was the Shyamananda Pandit day, disappearance day. So I knew that I actually made that mistake for a reason. That little Shyamananda Pandit, he had that ceremony was on the day of disappearance of Shyamananda Pandit. And I knew that was your mercy as well. There was so much mercy, we were surrounded by it. All the examples showing that you are such a wonderful and amazing person. You are so mature and so kind, very, very merciful. When I was watching the Srila Prabhupada's movies, I also saw that he was such a special person to his disciple. For us as a second generation, to us, Srila Prabhupada is the Acharya, the Shiksha Guru. I want you to know that I feel the same to you. I feel the magic of your personality, that you are our spiritual master. What I saw in those first disciples of Srila Prabhupada, I can feel that towards you. You are to me the amazing spiritual master. It's the same as your spiritual master was to you. and because you're such a faithful disciple to Srila Prabhupada, dear Srila Gurudev, please, at the end, I would like to be a servant life after life. I know this is your disciple. You are asking the same of Srila Prabhupada, so please understand, I would like to ask you the same. I would like to have an eternal relationship with you as a guru and the disciple relationship. I thank you for your mercy. I humbly ask you for forgiveness that I didn't write to you on the 5th of July, but I was waiting for this day. At the end, I would like to, from my heart, I would like to wish you all the blessings from Radha Krishna and Nanda Shingadev and Srila Prabhupada. All the best, all the best of health. Please to be captain of our boat forever and ever. Your humble servants, Prema Haridas.
We have a beautiful summer this year. And the next family I would like to introduce, for the last 30 years since you started our Polish festival, they were participating and they were going to the coast, spending their holidays. So this year, although we don't have festival, they again went to the coast, hoping that maybe they will find a festival. So we would like to hear now from Krishna Sambandha Prabhu and his family. Krishna Sambandha Prabhu, proszę.
Hare Krishna, Śrila Gurudev, przyjmij proszę nasze pełne szacunku pokłony.
Śrila Gurudev, please accept our humble obeisances. Vijabara Prabhu asked us to say a few words. What do we do and where we are right now? There was been a difficult year at school, at home. We are on holidays. We are by this Baltic Sea side. We are with all the lords. We would like to give you darshan of all the lords. We would like to thank you very much and send our greetings. We would like to show you first all the wonderful lords, the toured lords. They're also came on holidays with us. They don't look very opulent, but it's holidays. They just look very simple. But we do our service throughout the whole year for many, many years. Every year we trying to collect funds so we can offer new outfits for the deities, and we're going to do this year as well for Janmashtami. We're trying to do our service the best we can. I think we're managing okay. At least we'd just like to show you the lords very quickly.
Także wszyscy są, jesteśmy.
We're all here. We didn't leave anyone behind. They all came on holidays with us, all the lords. I'm going to try to read my offering. Srila Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, by my spiritual master Panmaya's for the torture of knowledge. Open him my humble obeisances. I had an incident at work this year that inspired me to write this offering. I work with I cook with my students. I ask them what they would like to cook. They choose what they want to do, and then they choose what sort of ingredients they use. And of course, I cook vegetarian things, and I always buy, vegetarian products, and I always offer these things to. All the boys were very enthusiastic to participate in this activity. We always, so it's the things, we make things that they can't eat every day. We always make pancakes, pizza, dumplings, similar, those kind of things. But the boys also learn how to bake cakes, and they know how to make burfi now, which they like very much. But this year, one of the students that came to us at the beginning of the school year, he was not interested in any of that. So he didn't like any activities. He wasn't that interested in any actually activities that we were doing for kids in our workplace. But then he started to take interest in the cooking lessons. He took interest in my cooking activities. This boy didn't know what to do at the beginning of the school year. He didn't know how to make a simple cake or even the pizza sauce. But he had one nice quality. He was enthusiastic, and he had a faith that I can teach him something. After 10 months, since he joined our center, he unfortunately had to leave us. He came to me and he said, I opened his eyes, and then I told him everything that he needs to do in the kitchen. He also told me that he's very grateful for that. It was a very nice thing to say, and it made me understand. I understood it on a deeper level. I understood something more important. I understood that your position. I remember when I met you for the first time, that was more than 30 years ago. I was there just like that boy. I didn't know anything, didn't know what to do. I didn't have any qualification except for that one. I had faith and enthusiasm that you will teach me. Sorry. I know I've got so much more to learn, but I still have that faith and enthusiasm. Every day, because of your mercy, it's another day, adventurous day in the Krishna consciousness. You told me that this process is a big adventure, and that's why we are so enthusiastic to follow it. This is how I see my life in Krishna consciousness. I see it as one big, wonderful adventure. And I'm very, very grateful for you. I could write so many other things that I would like to tell you, but to me, the most important thing, that you are here. And despite all the madness that's going on in the world, you give us your association, and that is the most important. And you give us your knowledge, Krishna's knowledge. Give us knowledge of Krishna's associates and the spiritual world. Your classes are just, they give us so much. They disperse all the sadness of this world. And I just want to follow you forever, your humble servant, Krishna Samanta.
Kryszno, czy ktoś jeszcze z twojej rodziny chce coś powiedzieć?
Nie,
to else from your family like to say something? No, thank you so much.
Za ofiarowanie i za piękny darshan na bóstw. I teraz poprosimy Rati o ofiarowanie. Rati, czy jesteś z nami?
It's Rati Manjari. Oh no, it's Rati. Okay.
I'm very thankful for
for inviting me here to this beautiful occasion to speak to you and to Srila Gurudev. So maybe I should start. All right, dear Srila Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you. Until the very end, I've been busy thinking about what to speak about when just preparing for this meeting with you. I've been thinking how will it be to face you here, although online. It's like we're in a jungle of thoughts, ideas, moods, emotions, etc. And I wish I had more clarity and a broader perspective to see things in the right context. Sometimes, though, we are being pushed or forcingly enlightened. Things seem like beyond our control. And then it may be the time to feel gratitude. Because it is not a great deal and not much endeavor to feel gratitude, feel happiness, inspiration. And, when things go right and smooth, and when life seems just abundant in all aspects. But the real challenge is to appreciate things when we have the seeds of our sinful reactions to pop up, and there we get to experience them in one way or other. Gratitude is the key to link us with the source in any time and any place. So, Srila Gurudev, I come here to reassure mine to you. I don't want to live in the past and dwell on the beautiful moments spent in devotional service or these golden moments or interactions with you. But whenever I do so, I get most wonderful dreams at night, and these intense feelings arise. Thank you for being so firm, steady, and determined. This is a great inspiration for those who lose themselves at times. I know no one like you. You are truly unique, extraordinary, exemplary. I know I'm very well situated, no matter how things look like, only by the fact that I am connected with you. I don't want to live in the future too, but I do look forward to more time with this beautiful family, spiritual family, and you, visiting India, visiting holy places, and emerging in Krishna Katha and Mahamantra. So may Krishna keeps us all in a good health and grants us the blessings of personal association and devotional service together. Thank you is the right word to summarize. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Rati, very much. Dear Srila Gurudev, everyone could say in ISKCON that you're actually festival acharya. You brought the cultural presentation of Krishna consciousness to the highest level. And actually, many festivals that are happening now around the world, they're using your achievements as a standard to come to. So just 2 weeks ago, we have had the Radha Yatra festival in Wrocław, in Poland. And we would like to show you the short video from this festival. And Poland is really crying after you. We're really hoping that you will come and we'll continue the festival. So I will share the screen now, and I will play this short video for your pleasure and for the pleasure of all devotees.
Obudźcie się, śpiące dusze. Jak długo jeszcze będziecie spać na kolanach tej wiedźmy zwane mają. You don't need to translate. To nie trzeba tłumaczyć. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva,
Jaya Subhadra. Jeszcze trochę pośpiewamy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Shemiche Tell Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. To jest lekarstwo.
Raj was saying at the end, please accept this Mahamantra as the only medicine.
So we'll continue with our offerings, and now we have Premanishna. Prema, are you with us?
Shila Gurudev, before she starts, Dvija was one of the main organizers of this. They did really well.
Możesz mówić troszeczkę głośniej? Dzięki.
Tak będzie ok?
Okay.
Tak? Tak? Please accept my humble obeisances to Shila Gurudeva. All glories to you, to Shila Prabhupada, to Gauranga, and all the wonderful devotees all over the world and all the worlds. So, to go on, because I will surely cry in a second. My dear spiritual father, my beloved Shila Gurudeva, first of all, please let me notice how well and rested and nourished you look recently. The light of devotion and love is beaming from within you. Let me pray and hope you will remain in good health for many years to come. As you felt fearsome from the thoughts of separation from Shila Prabhupada, I feel such grief being separated from you materially. But as we all know, for the soul and the heart doesn't know the distance. Although I miss you a ton every day. Every time I see and listen to you giving lectures, I feel your caring presence as you are sitting in front of me. And I feel deeply the love you have for all of us, for all your spiritual children and disciples. My dear Gurudeva, just let me mention how astonished I am again and again when I hear you talking about the sweet pastimes of Radha and Krishna. The way you recreate those stories, the way you smile while describing them, the smile and the mood is straight out of Sri Vrindavan Dham. Only a fully devoted and truly loving soul can smile like that and can feel the stories like that while talking about them. I also think of your exquisite memory. Your expertise and knowledge makes me look at you as an inspiration and authority. I see you truly as my father, the real one, the one who will not fail me. And those feelings are getting only deeper and deeper. Dear Father, you are so loving, merciful, and forgiving. I am so grateful for all the blessings I have ever received from you, beginning with meeting you and all the most wonderful souls on Woodstock 2015. I was so lost back then, and in the very moment I saw you and spoke to you, I realized what you are doing. I knew I found my way. I knew this is what I have been looking for since forever. Through your instructions to read and chant as much as I can, to all the smiles and kind words you have given upon me, just as loving father gives upon his small child who makes mistakes and falls down and again. You are like a father who is not giving up on his child. You know my heart, Dad. You know it better than I do. So all I want in this material world is to take full responsibility for my foolish mistakes and decisions, and hope you will still love me. Hope that one day I will make you proud of my service. I promise you with all my heart that one day I will squeeze the false, foolish ego. I will do it for you, and I will do it for Srila Prabhupada and for Radha and Krishna. And I just want to keep on trying to serve to my greatest extent, to clean this dirty heart of mine, so one day I will be worthy of all the love, mercy, and blessings I have ever received from you and from Srila Prabhupada and Krishna. Thank you very much.
Dziękujemy Ci, Premo, że wyciskasz łzy z nas wszystkich.
Thank you, Prema, for making us all cry. Nice to see you. I'd like to ask Parananda. Are you with us, Parananda?
Halo, halo, czy ktoś z Was widzi może Paranandę Prabhu?
Can anyone see Parananda, Prabhu?
W takim razie może przejdziemy dalej.
We'll go to the next person then.
Czy jesteś z nami? Czy mogłabyś przeczytać swoje ofiarowanie? Bardzo
Rasa Vilasi, would you be able to read the offering now?
Dear Gurudev, please accept my respectful obeisances. All glory to you, all glory to Srila Prabhupada. Every year I remember Vyasa Puja of Srila Gurudev, and I look forward to the moment when I have real strength to say a little about myself and be able to express my gratitude to you. Dear Indrajit Maharaj, I continue the Bhakti Yoga process without stopping. I have no doubts whatsoever. I am not drawn to other religious paths. More than once I have been asked if I am sure of the path I am continuing. I usually say yes, I don't need to look for something else. This process is fully satisfying me. I've been living in Warsaw for less than a year. I attend Sunday programs. Sometimes I sing and at the temple. My husband lives in Katowice and worships deities and helps his sick mother. I miss our governing diet, which are very kind, and many wonderful things are happening in our temple. A year ago, after Nishimha appearance, my husband woke up, and when I approached him, I saw that his hands were scratched, and there was a blood stain on his t-shirt. I had this t-shirt as a souvenir. Throughout my life, I will remember those moments when you have visited us. And then I've noticed that you are an open, very renounced and very warm person. Maharaj once gave me an instruction to make my home a temple. I don't know how to follow this instruction now. We wish you much strength, much enthusiasm, and joy in fulfilling the mission of Srila Prabhupada. And may the Supreme Lord Krishna always look after you, give you health for further inspiring lectures, teachings, and spiritual realization. We need you, your teaching, and your spiritual and your devotional service. Be with us many, many years. We love you, your lectures. We need you, Hare Krishna.
Dziękujemy bardzo. Arjuna Vallabha Prabhu, czy jesteś z nami? Czy chcesz coś
Thank you very much. Arjuna Vallabha, are you with us? Would you like to say a few words? Can you hear me okay?
Hare Krishna, drogi Śrila Gurudev.
Dear Srila Gurudev Hare Krishna, this is Arjuna Vallabha here and Asha from Homja. Please accept our respectful obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. All goes to you. I've been crying recently and crying after what Premanishta said because it was very emotional. On this wonderful day, meeting with you, we're very excited because we can actually directly say something from our heart to our spiritual master. I would like to say something personally. Every time we see you, Srila Gurudev, every time we meet in Poland, or recently in 2019 we met you in India, even though it's been 20 years since we met you for the first time, you always remember that I had a long hair, and you always ask my wife if I'm a good husband, and I'm very grateful for that. And she says he's all right. Our time together on this planet, and it's passing by really quickly. And you say that in your classes, and Srila Prabhupada says that as well. And only now, when I'm 44, I'm starting to realize that I'm starting to feel and experience that my body is starting to get old. And also, there's another side to it. To that, I'm starting every day. I experience your causeless mercy. I see how much you do for us, your disciples, and that even though physically we seem to be quite far away from each other, that we can be with you every day. And the value of the fact that we can have your association is incredible. Invaluable. I don't have any words I could express. There's no words. They don't really exist. I don't know. I don't know how to serve you. I don't know why you gave us your countless mercy. And on this wonderful day of your Vyasa Puja today, during our Polish meeting, please, I beg you, that I have some shade of the taste that I could serve you life after life with my all sincerity, my heart to you. Thank you so much, me and Asha. We are so grateful. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for your offering.
We are international family, so we have a few devotees from other countries that are wonderful devotees that would like to join us. So now we'll have the two devotees from Germany, Govinda Dev and Manjula Mani Mataji making the offerings. Govindaji, are you with us? Govindadev Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, yes. Hare Krishna, dear Shri Gurudev. Namo Prabhupada Priya Rasaya Jagannatananda Murtaye Bhakta Sugaya Krishna Kirtanana Singhena Rakshataya Namaha. I am just very emotional to just hear the offerings of all the God brothers and God sisters. I really feel strongly how it strengthens my spiritual life and gives so much. Somehow we can realize and really appreciate bhakti in the association of God brothers and God sisters. Sometimes maybe bhakti becomes something theoretical, but in the association of God brothers and God sisters, it becomes so real, and you can feel the emotion building up and our gratitude, and we realize how blessed we are. I especially love the pranam mantra that we chant for you, because when I was a small child, we got Jagannath deities to our home. So I strongly identify with Lord Jagannath. So I'm so happy that Lord Jagannath is present in your pranam mantra. And also by Krishna's grace, somehow we, my mother and my family, we moved to Germany, to Narasimha farm, Simhachalam, Narasimha Kshetra. So Narasimha is also there in your pranam mantra and kirtan. So I feel that this pranam mantra just, when I was inspired by you by reading the Traveling Monk series. And when I finally got your pranam mantra, I thought, yes, absolutely. I was so convinced and happy and touched. And I have to say, the last time I was more like involved with this whole Godbrother family was around 10 years ago when we were in Brazil. And since then, somehow by my misfortune, I've been more away and not so much in contact with my God family until actually Kartik 2019. Since then I felt like somehow by Krishna's arrangement I was again able to be more in contact with my God brothers, God sisters, and when I again came in contact with where I was in Vrindavan for Kartik Parikram, I met everyone. I was drinking this nectar of just being amongst my God brothers, God sisters, and this mood of Vrindavan, this mood of family that you have created is so incredibly fulfilling, satisfying, and empowering, and gives us so much strength. Especially, I was extremely happy when we were in Jaipur. In Jaipur, you fortunately gave me the name of Govinda Dev. So you named me as the servant of the Ishtadeva of Jaipur, the deity of Rupa Goswami. And so I had this very amazing realization when I was there suddenly with my Ishtadev and with my Gurudev in one location. It felt like something real is happening. So I'm just very grateful for everything that I have gotten. And since this Kartik 2019, somehow so many things have turned for the better, have so many blessings. I'm counting just my blessings. So I don't want to take too much time, but I want to ask for your blessings for the services that I'm receiving. Somehow, again, 10 years later, again I'm being asked to take charge of the Simhachalam farm in Germany. So I would like to again ask for your blessings once more to do the service and to have your encouragement and somehow maybe advice, if possible, to know how to do the best possible for. And of course, I'm looking forward, like anything, to do the Polish tour again. And also, I'm very blessed to have Amrita Gopi with me in my life now. And looking forward to serve together our Godbrother family and also the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, dear Srila Guru.
Oh, yeah, dear Shri Gurudev, my name is Manjula Mani. I live in Germany. It's long time since I saw you, very long time. But I'm so happy and so steady. I'm serving in Golokadam since all this time, and now I'm serving in a position as temple management. And this year and the last year also has been so blessed, because you have been in one place and you have just poured nectars on all of us from your one place, and I am so inspired to see how you are completely happy and satisfied, giving out Krishna consciousness and going deep. And for me, I have been happy to see that you have been in one place and having this like a kind of a rest. I know you like to be out preaching and going all over the world, but you have just done the best you could do to reach all of us and inspire all of us. And the 2 days in the week, the Tuesday and the Fridays, are my most favorite days of the week, because then Srila Gurudev, he will be there and I will be in Vrindavan with him, and it's very, very beneficial. I'm just so happy about and I feel that your bliss and your happiness, it's very infectious. When you hear the classes, it keeps you happy the whole week, and you know why you do what you are doing. And even, I mean, our temple and our family, we got corona, but it didn't matter, because Srila Gurudev would be speaking again about Krishna and Vrindavan, so you could very easily differentiate between what is important and what is temporary. And you have given me a very blissful future, and I'm very, very grateful. Thank you so much. And I know that you may not even know that I exist, but I know that you exist, and that's the most important. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So we have one more devotee, who originally comes from Australia, but he lives in Poland right now. And he also would like to say a few words. Madhav, are you with us? Please.
Yes, I am. Hare Krishna, dear Srila Gurudev. Please accept my most humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna to all the dear devotees on this call. So nice to see everyone again. Yes, like Dvija mentioned, dear Srila Gurudev, a few things have happened since last have been able to be in your physical presence on a yatra, etc. I've gotten married to a wonderful Vaishnavi from Bielsko-Biała. We've had a wonderful daughter whose name is now Darini Dasi. And without my, beyond my wildest imaginations or even desires at the particular point, it ended up that I've spent more than a year and a half in Poland now, in Bielsko-Biała. Got stuck out here, marooned, but it, and while it was tough, of course, not being able to get back home and just life being thrown into a bit of disarray, it's given me so much happiness to hear that that is your place of worship right here in Poland. And just recently have been able to start getting into some service again as the world has been opening up here. Actually, it's so wonderful to see all the devotees and yourself, Gurudev. And behind me is a gymnasium very similar to what we would have in Przemyśl, where I first came more than 10 years ago on such a pivotal moment in my life to serve on the Polish tour. I never thought I would be coming back to the country, and all of a sudden here I am, and my daughter is born in this country, and I'm being able to serve in some form. Recently, as the lockdowns have been lifted, Vijayavara Prabhu, myself, Kumari, and some other devotees have started off an initiative called Kirtan Poland. And we've just had, we're going to be on to our 4th or 5th Kirtan program this coming weekend. Each program has been attended by over 50 people, eagerly soaking up the glorious names of the Lord in the form of mantra, music, meditation as we portray to them. And Gurudev, I'd like to just relate one story which perhaps you may have already heard, but our most recent program in Bielsko-Biała, where again we had a yoga studio, we had over 50 people who also enjoyed some Krishna Prasad. There was one lady by the name of Patricia who desperately called me the day before the event saying in Polish, so I understood not a word initially, that she would like to come to the Kirtan program. She was from Krakow, which is about 2.5 hours away, and she didn't have a car. And so she called me and she was saying, please, you know, do you know anyone who's coming from Katowice or Krakow? Unfortunately, I didn't. But then within the hour, I got a message from another devotee saying they're coming from Katowice, Tara Prabhu, and they've got a car. And so I quickly called Patricia back. She jumped into that car and came and enjoyed a wonderful evening of Krishna Prasad and Kirtan. The most amazing thing which we found out after the program is that 20 plus years ago, she had been to the festival of Indi on the Baltic Sea coast. And that had left such a deep impression on her mind, within her heart, that she felt like she was coming back home to be with the devotees and to enjoy part of the Kirtan. So Gurudev, you have sprinkled so many seeds across this glorious nation, very pious nation of Poland. And, you know, hoping to do a little bit of service. I'm not sure how long I will be here, but anytime that I have, you know, I'd like to continue giving back in some form of service, just as you've awakened something in my heart many years ago, to follow in that mission. And hopefully something can be done from this Kirtan Poland program, and very much seeking your blessings for this endeavor and the blessings of all of the devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Dvija Prabhu. I'll hand back.
Thank you, Madhav, very, very much. We have a small problem with Gaurangi, who just got disconnected. So I'm thinking that we'll make a small break for now, and I will play Srila Gurudev for you another video, and we'll try to fix it. And then we'll continue with offerings. So the person that will make an offering on the next video doesn't need an introduction. So please hear his offering and his love.
Jai Jai Gurudev, Jai Jai Gurudev, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody, Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jai Jai Gurudev, Jai Jai Gurudev, Gurudev. Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. I'm in my room. Outside is a little bit cold, raining. We have now winter in Australia. And yeah, and I have the few seconds, let's say maybe 2 minutes, to say something. I prefer always to sing. I'm not really good. Maybe in Polish I can speak, but yes. I always remember you, Srila Gurudev. I listen your classes, I listen your webinars about Vrindavan, about Srimati Radharani, about Sri Krishna, and all sweet, beautiful details I can hear from you, and can say now thank you very much for everything. Of course, namaste to all devotees, whoever will be listening me now. Namaste. I miss all of you. I miss everything. What happened, what happened because Gurudev, because you all friends, Polish friends, during Polish festivals, Polish tours, something really amazing. I don't know if ever happened in this material world, on this planet Earth, or if maybe, I don't know, who knows, will be again possible. But the amazing time is always in my memory. Actually, I have funny, interesting feeling like right now, like it's like kind of, hypnotic regression, like Jayadev, is doing. Yeah, like going back, because oh my God, when it happened, when all beautiful days happened, all these festivals, all everything. Well, but I'm happy to see you, Gurudev, on YouTube. I watch every day, and this is amazing actually, because this is what I remember about you. You always talk about Krishna. You always chant Hare Krishna. And I remember first time when I met you, you were doing this, always with your mridanga, chanting and encouraging, and always the blissful atmosphere, and making people, of course, feeling awesome and leaving them amazed. Even I remember many people during festivals coming, totally fresh, but exactly like I always use the word paralyzed, like standing and opening eyes, and sometimes you're like, what's happening here? This man, speaking. Who is this man? Who is this man? I don't understand sometimes what is going on, but I can't leave this place. I remember many like testimony, let's say, from people. Yeah, I can't say actually how much I already talk, but this beautiful time is always in my heart. And yeah, so if I can say again, thank you for all. And I remember everything always, and I will never forget. And there is so much love always. And it's beautiful time for me every day, listening to you and seeing your happy face. And Hare Krishna, so much missing, so much love. Maybe I conclude this way. I play a little bit something what I remember. Yeah. Hey Gopal Nandalam, hey Gopal Nandalam, hey Gopal Nandalam, hey Gopal Nandalam. Everybody chant. Hey Gopal Nandalam, hey Gopal Nandalam, hey Gopal Nandalam, hey Gopal Nandalam. Shila Gurudev ki jai, and now wielkie brawa. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Tridi Prabhu, for being with us to this video. So now we will continue with our offerings. I just need 1 second because Gaurangi was logged out, and I need to make her back as a translator.
I'm back.
I already done it.
Thank you. So, Janavi, are you with us? Can you read the presentation for Mother Sundari, Kirtida Sundari?
Yes. Hare Krishna, Shri Gurudev, and Hare Krishna, all wonderful brothers and sisters. I will not take my time because I was participating in this English Vyasa Puja, but Gurudev, Kirtida Sundari Gaurangi just sent me a message from Kirtida Sundari, her mother. And actually, I think Gaurangi should say this, but Gaurangi is a translator and she will translate to you. And therefore, she asked me to give a few words from her. And actually, I'm very touched by seeing 3D. I don't know if I will be able to read this. But Kirtida Sundari just wrote directly from her heart that she's, I will read it like she's.
Po polsku, in Polish. No, excuse me.
To you, that by you, I was able to know Srila Prabhupada. I'm very grateful for everything, what you've done to Poland. I'm grateful for everything, for you, what you've done for my country and for world in general, and especially for my family. I'm very grateful. She's just repeating constantly that she's very, very grateful. I'm not able to say anything because I'm too shy and I will not say anything directly, but just I ask Janavi to say these words of gratitude from me. I'm just doing this Gurudev. I know she's now watching us. Maybe she will wave to everyone. And Rishi Tirtha Prabhu is also with her. Hare Krishna.
Thanks, Janavi.
Thank you, Janavi, for sharing this. I would like to ask Brihaswati, are you with us and would you like to say something? Please, if you have any moment, let me know and we can put you without waiting in the queue. So now we'll
Hare Krishna. I'm quite surprised, but I just stopped the car, and if it's possible, then I'll be very happy to say Hare Krishna Maharaj. I am very, very, very happy and very grateful to be here and to meet all the wonderful devotees that are part of my childhood. And actually, just to mention very shortly, for some reason, you have chosen Poland to be the country of your presence and of your blessings. And in the country, amongst many, many devotees, you have for some reason chosen also our family to be under your protection, under your care, under your blessings. And I am very happy to be in that family with the possibility to be closer to you, to have your association, to play with you as a small child, and to follow you from behind, hidden, just on this Zoom occasion of your Vyasa Puja. I would shortly like to mention that for me, you are a ongoing and never stopping example of stubbornness, of dedication, of endeavor, of perseverance, of balance between sacrifice and resting, of doing whatever is needed to spread Srila Prabhupada's mission and to spread Krishna consciousness to everyone and everywhere. And from whatever is there in my heart, I can just say that I am very grateful for you being all the time around for us. And if ever it is possible for me to get at least a little bit of one of those qualities in Krishna's service, then I will be very grateful for that. So if there is a possibility, I can ask for a blessing like that for me and anyone who is willing to join, I will be very happy. And thank you very much, Maharaj, for the possibility to see you here again today. Very happy. And it's not only YouTube, so it's not just hearing you, but it's also being with all the devotees here and with you. I am very grateful. You are very deep in my heart all the time, and I'm very happy that I can see and speak to you also directly today. Hare Krishna. All glories to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all the Vaishnavas and all the service that you've done and you will be making to the whole world.
Thank you, Brigaspati. I remember when you came on the tour, you were like 7 years old. You just came from the Gurukul. Now, Shla Gurudev, there will be your eternal servant, Matranat. Please.
Hare Krishna, Shri Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances of glories to Srila Prabhupada, glories to you. I'm so happy to see you again. I miss you very much. We are actually waiting for you and pray that you will come and we can again participate in your project. I remember one thing that is very, very very deep and important for me, that you create the mood like we are part of your family. That I always remember that when I'm going on the tour, we all like family. And it was one of the reasons why in '99 I came first time on the tour, because I feel this atmosphere, there's a lot of love, care, that you always take care of everyone. So during the time when we really miss you and this COVID, this separation, the memory of you, it's like treasure. And we are very happy that you're giving the class and we can listen you, that you are part of our life every day. Fortunately, yesterday Amara Prabhu, he came and visiting us, and we was talking about Woodstock. We was talking about you, and this is really fruits and for us this all memory. We was talking yesterday how you preach, how you was talking on the stage and to the thousands of people, that your heart is pure and you giving everything to Srila Prabhupada. And so I don't know, I feel separation with you, but at the same time I feel also connection through your classes, through all this year which we are helping you. So I love your preaching, I love your mood, I love you, Shri Gurudev. And I try also this time through astrology inspire people and to talk about you, to talk about your project, to talk about the tour. And there's some people would like to visit India, some people would like to meet with you. And yeah, I'm happy that I'm part of your family, that you accept me with all my condition, with all my with all my offenses which I did, with all my weakness in my heart. I'm really grateful for everything, and I hope we can meet soon, and we can do seva as much as we can to you. And greetings also from Karuna and Amara Prabhu, he's here. And we're waiting for you, Shri Gurudev, here. We hope we can meet each other, and please engage us in devotional service. And yeah, thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Shri Gurudev.
Thank you, Matranat Prabhu. So now our warrior, spiritual warrior, Dina Dayal Prabhu, he's also joining us. Dina, please.
Dear Shri Gurudev, I miss you tremendously, and also my God family. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you. This year, I was lucky to spend the actual day of your appearance on May 20th, together with Radha Shyam Prabhu here in Switzerland. We were observing your Vyasa Puja in our small but sweet way, and had Gurudev Gatha practically for the whole day. It became clear that your transcendental personality has unlimited aspects one could highlight, but due to limited time today, I would like to focus on only some of them. Just like our acharyas in the past, who found novel ways of preaching. You too, following in their footsteps, find innovative ways of sharing Krishna consciousness despite the travel restrictions. The external circumstances never stopped you from touching the hearts of countless souls throughout the world. What is most obvious from your online discourses is your deep absorption in Sri Vrindavan Dham. Astonishingly, you always find newer and newer fine points related to the pastimes of Sri Sri Radhakrishna and their devotees. By this exemplary conduct, you demonstrate how to detach ourselves from mundane topics of this flickering, miserable world, and how to cultivate attraction to the most miraculous destination. Your genuine taste for Vrindavan Katha urges us also to become absorbed in this transcendental wonderland. During the last few months, we have repeatedly heard devotees mentioning Srila Prabhupada's famous instructions to you. Preach boldly and have faith in the holy name. Once, on the spring tour of 2002, devotees were chanting japa together with you during the morning program. All of a sudden, you stopped us and started to speak heavy words. You chastised us for our absent-minded chanting, but I knew you did it out of genuine love and concern for us. By hearing your strong words of correction, I was ecstatic and thought to myself, I have found a genuine spiritual master. He's a real deal. And shortly after that incident, you kindly accepted me as your disciple. Over the years, you gave me many instructions, and one of them was, improve your japa. This is the most important thing. Whenever difficulties appear in life, I'm always led to the same conclusion. It happened because of my deviating from this instruction. Of all the transcendental gifts received from you, Srila Gurudev, the holy name stands out as the supreme. Chanting these most precious names with utmost care and attention every day is absolutely required in order to stay on the straight and narrow path of Krishna consciousness. The fact that I am constantly being sidetracked to so many other so-called important things is a sad indication of not yet taking this instruction as my life and soul. As a shocking reminder of harsh reality in the material world, a few of our tour devotees unfortunately left their bodies during the last year. Yet there is no doubt that they have reached exalted destination because of assisting you in your service to Srila Prabhupada. Their lives were touched with the ultimate auspiciousness by serving the Sankirtan mission under your leadership. In the same way, my life has become auspicious because of you, Srila Gurudev. With your instructions, you have set the direction to it and gave it a purpose. Because of your kindness, I experience a meaningful existence in this otherwise meaningless reality, which would be a life without Krishna consciousness. Like an ignorant child who is oblivious to the efforts that parents undergo to maintain and nurture it, I similarly have no actual understanding of the sacrifices you are doing for me and the risks you are taking for your disciples' sake in general. Despite all these shortcomings, please allow me to keep serving you and your servants. Thank you, Srila Gurudev, for your thoughtful guidance and profuse mercy in my life. Your ever grateful servant, Dinodayal Das. And just would like to say that we have Radha Yatra today in Zurich, and devotees asked me to perform. And with your blessing, Srila Gurudev, I would like to represent you by doing that service. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dinadaya Prabhu. Chintamani, czy jesteś gotowa? Zapraszamy.
Haribol Shri Gurudev. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Poprosimy troszeczkę głośniej, jeżeli możesz.
Okej. Czy tak jest lepiej? Okej. I prepare so much to say, but you know, when time comes, it just made me speechless. I'm not very eloquent, especially in English anymore, but I will try my best. It's so nice to see you and all the family. Whenever I was watching all the Vyasa Pujas from different countries, and it made me feel like I'm back home among the family members. It's such a, it touched my heart so much to see all the exchanging of love, all the relationships you have with your disciples all over the world, and being a part of it, it's a big treasure. That's how I take it. And I'm turning 50 this year, and our son is 16. And just looking at his, teenage rebellion, getting his independence, it just reminds me the time when I was 16 and I met you for the first time. And after so many years and getting older, I appreciate how lucky I was that, during the period of life when you get your independence, when you reevaluate your life, when you get your values, not your family, but your own, I met you. And when I tell the story of my life to many people who I met now, who I'm meeting now, I always speak about you as a VIP person in my life. And when people ask me, and who is Guru and what you get from Guru, sometimes, it's hard to explain the spiritual benefits you get from the relationship with Guru. So I try to tell them the universal things I get from your association. And I always, tell about 3 things I've got from you. And they're not even spiritual, they're just universal. And I would say, even in dealing with the material world, they help me a lot. And the first value I've got from you is impossible is nothing. Working with you for so many years, serving you, being your girl for the Mission Impossibles, it made me think that anything can happen if you believe. And it's by watching you in your service, when everybody else was telling you, no, it's not possible to do big festivals, it's not possible to invite people from all over the world or whatever. And you were just looking at their eyes and was telling, just believe it is. And and when just nobody else was believing, you always found just few who believe. Like Nandini, in her offering, she just told that I'm always this one who's believing when you are believing. And and as I see in my life, like does this your character, like it just came into my character, and that's how I am now. Like people are telling me it's impossible, and I just look in their eyes and I say, no, it is possible when you believe. So that's a huge treasure, I got from you. Thank you for this one. And another one I always tell, about you, it's you always, you always dream big. You don't go for small things. It's like you are a visionary. You've got your vision how to serve Prabhupada, the best way. And you are not satisfied with small things. You see your master, as someone who you need to offer a huge gift. and your dreams were always big. And even if you couldn't realize all of it, you know, but 20% of a big dream, it's much more than 20% of a small dream. And that's also what I learned from you. When I dream big. Thank you for this. And the third thing, you know, which I always remember was, you know, we always were saying, money is no problem, they will come. And that's also the realization in my life, you know. I remember when, you know, at the early days of festivals, you know, when we end one festival and there was a break in which we supposed to collect the money for the next one. You sat with us in one room and you say, oh, we need, I don't know, let's say $30,000, okay? Probably much less, but, and you always were saying, okay, so you take half, there was 50 of us, and I will take another half to collect, you know? And I remember, you know, like, even if we were, if it seems impossible, you know, like to get money for all your big visions, it always happened. We always got enough. And that's also what I learned, you know, when you dream big, the resources will come. And that's the truth in my life. So thank you for this gift also. And and the last gift, which I believe it's the biggest one, and what I appreciate more and more when I get older, is it's love that you gave us. When I joined ISKCON, for me, it wasn't the movement of bhakti, of love. It was the movement of rules, the movement of getting detached from everything, no relationships, just service. And probably I wouldn't stay in this movement because there wasn't the substance there. I remember the last darshan we had. You told me, Chintamani, you know, in this movement we've got the structures, and the structures are the rules, the knowledge, the philosophy, the shlokas. Those are the structures. But the substance, the flash of it, are our relationships. And what I understood, you know, like you came and you showed me that that's the movement of bhakti, of love. And I always say, you know, you are the person who, on the way to your sanctity, you never lost your humanity. And that's what made you so special. We always feel that you love us. And there was a time I never was able, I was thinking it's improper to speak about love, you know, with the spiritual master. But now I believe, no, that's what it is. We are the family. And some of us are on such a high level that they can appreciate philosophy and be more sublime. I'm not. I'm just here for your love and, you know, by your mercy. And that's what my treasure is. And I will value it. And if there's something which just keeps me still connected to Krishna, it's you and your love. Yeah, so that's another treasure which I want to thank you for. Thank you, Haribol.
Dziękujemy Ci, Chintamani. A Czakro, czy jesteś gotowy? Czy jesteś z nami? Chakratirtha Prabhu? Czy jesteś z nami i czy jesteś w grupie ogólnej?
Tak, jestem.
Bardzo proszę.
Chwila, moment.
Hare Krishna, drogi Gurudev. Słychać mnie? Czy ktoś mnie słyszy? Słychać?
Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Dear Shila Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances. I'll go to your lotus feet. Pranam mantra.
Shila Gurudev.
Dear Shila Gurudev, for me, this is always such an emotional event, and I can say a few words about you. You are such a dear person to me. I can't express it. I know my brothers and sisters did so well expressing their love. I can't do it so well. Nevertheless, I'll try to follow in your footsteps. I would just like to share two secrets. One of them has been very keeping secret in my heart. You mentioned that in one of your classes, but on this special day, I would like to. I would like to. The story I'm involved in that story, but I would like to express your mercy mainly. I'd like to go back 21 years ago, back in time, when I got my Gayatri mantra. I came into the room. You asked me to sit in front of the deities. I was kneeling because I can't sit cross legs very well. And then you came to my right ear. I just couldn't hear everything very well because I was so overwhelmed. I don't know if that was appropriate. It was just a special moment, but I couldn't hear everything else. I wasn't sure what was happening. After some time, I felt that you slapped me in my back. I didn't know what was going on. What happened? Is that finished now? I didn't know what to do. I just paid my obeisances into your lotus feet, and I was trying to attach my head to your lotus feet. And then you moved your feet away, just a little bit, so I couldn't manage that. But when I was paying my obeisances, and I again felt this whack on my back, and then you said, "Good boy." I think I'm a nonsense. I'm such a hooligan, actually. And to be honest, unfortunately, I don't mind it either. But you saw something else. And I would like to go back a year again. When I was reading my offering last year, I was being very overwhelmed as well. Just when I was talking, even though we were so far away from each other, just like we are today, I felt it was just like I was right there. I was right next to your lotus feet. And it was just, I felt very emotional, and I couldn't put my thoughts together, just a memory of that moment when I was physically close to you. But thanks to that experience, I understand, and maybe more, I begin to understand. There is no better no better place to be for a disciple than right to the spiritual master's lotus feet. There's no better place for us. That was so vivid, such a vivid memory, and I feel it right now as well. Just when you quote, I heard it in many classes, that you quoted the Ekadashi and Janmastami are the all disappearances of, they are mother of devotions. That was, and this day we can come closer to the lotus feet of the people. When there is a disappearance and the disappearance of the special Vaishnavas, that's, I'd just like to ask you today, I would like to, if you could let me be that good boy close to your lotus feet. There's nothing better for me, no better place for me than that. And when I was getting that Gayatri mantra that day, I was analyzing this, and I'm starting to understand it better from the mantra that we chant every day, that Narottam Das Thakur's song. That knowledge that that's the knowledge that spiritual mind master gives us. It comes with the understanding that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Please listen to me, because I'm giving you the knowledge, but also the realizations, and Krishna is the original spiritual master. Srila Gurudev, please, I would love to realize all these things that you want me to give me, all the knowledge you want to give me. Thank you so much. All glories to you, Srila Gurudev, all glories to my brothers and sisters.
Thank you, Chakra. We always miss you very much. And we're hoping that the day will come that we'll continue our service together.
I hope to. Thank you. Pray for me.
So, teraz chciałem poprosić Thakurani Mataji, żeby zabrała głos. Czy jesteś z nami?
Tak, jestem. Słychać mnie dobrze?
I'm here.
Słychać, ale słabo. Jeżeli możesz mówić troszeczkę głośniej, byłoby...
Please speak up a bit, it will be better, if you don't mind. Is that any better?
Damy radę, proszę.
Okay, manage. Srila Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances unto your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Gurudev would like to ask you with my husband, we would like to thank you. You were helping us after the loss of our son in March. Your words of solace and other devotees were very helpful in this difficult time. And then we were so grateful for your special care. In all these important times in our lives, you were always there for us, Srila Gurudev. I just want to share with other devotees how you were guiding us when our son passed away, when he passed away. We were asking you for your special mercy. I za szybko mówi. Za szybko mówi, Dvija. Za szybko mówi, Dvija. Okay, it's too fast. Okay. I would like to ask other devotees. A few months before our son passed away, we had troubles chanting our rads. We were praying to Srila Gurudev for a special help for him. So when you chant, you remember him. And I told my son that I did that, and he's told me that he dreamt about you, that you were walking in front of our house and you were chanting together, and he was very happy. After this dream, he did try his best. He was chanting better rounds. Since all these things that happened to us in our life, we're remembering the kirtan that we had 20 years ago on the Polish tour. I was on the Polish tour doing Sankirtan, and I gave Bhagavad Gita to the people who were trying. And then people were saying, running towards me, saying, "Oh, finally, I can get that book that I wanted." And he told me that he told me that that man was saying he lost two of his sons, and he was so destroyed. But he knew that he's supposed to get our book. He had that vision of this girl on the square that he's supposed to give him our book. And I didn't have any qualifications at the time to give that man understanding what to do in such a difficult situation. I just knew that I had to pass on that mercy. Shila Gurudev, please let us be close to your lotus feet. Please give us mercy that we can always serve with love, serve Srila Prabhupada, and we can serve this, pass on this wonderful knowledge. Your servants, Atma, Tattvadas, and Thakurani. Shila Gurudev, I just want to say at the end, in regards just our realizations that we were writing about our son. We almost finished that. And then we're just translating that into English now. So it should be finished soon. Thank you so much. Thank you that we can be here with you. And we're part of this wonderful devotional family. And our brothers and sisters. Our lovely self. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Dziękujemy bardzo za Twoje ofiarowanie.
Thank you for your offering.
Because she just received the acceptation to become the aspiring disciple of Shila Gurudev. So we would like to introduce Natalia, and she will share her offering. This is her first time.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Please accept my respectful obeisances, Shila Gurudev. All glories to Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the devotees. I'd like to say at the start, I would like to thank you, Srila Gurudev, for the email that I got from you yesterday and for accepting me to this spiritual family of the Vaishnavas. I am so very grateful. This is my most happy day in my life. I would like to offer you the rasagula that I made. I made it on my heart. Please accept it. Thank you so much for all my friends. Because of them, I'm here today. I do apologize. I'd just like to read my offering now. I'm so grateful to Krishna for being able to be at this meeting today, and I'll be able to glorify you, Shila Gurudev. I am so honored that I can be part of this amazing meeting with all these wonderful souls. I would like to thank you for your mercy and for energy and for spreading and enthusiasm to spread Krishna glories in the world. Since the moment I met you, since the festival in Jare 1998, you are my guide, inspiration, and on the path of bhakti. I pray for your health every day. I'm thankful to Krishna that I met devotees and you on my path. I'm so grateful for this gift, that I'm part of this spiritual family of the Vaishnavas. Thanks to your wonderful faith, and you have so much taste for the holy name, and you are so caring, and you look after devotees, you give love also to so many children and care to so many children. You really show that you're such an amazing person with a big heart, and you are such a, one of my friends told me, if you want to be a good devotee, you also have to be a good person, and you are definitely the best example of this, dear Maharaj. You are so determined to achieve your goals. You never, sway away from obstacles. You are so determined. You're so genuinely sincere, and you just very, very determined to achieve your goal. You are very enthusiastic in achieving a goal, and the service that you can spread Krishna consciousness in Poland, but not just in Poland. Your festivals, Harinams, the holy name, and the holy name is glorified in many towns and villages, and everyone is joining, young and old. Thank you so much, Srila Gurudev, for your efforts, for your books, for your online classes. That because of that you can help us in this difficult time. Thank you so much with all my heart for your wonderful service that you're preaching in Poland this whole time, and that you dedicated our lives, that you can fulfill their spiritual Srila Prabhupada's desire. You really want to, yeah, I'm just begging you that I can do service and help you in that, in your mission as much as I can. Due only to love for Krishna and the service, we can only through that we can be free from this material world. I beg you for your mercy, so I can do that. I pay my obeisances into your lotus feet, Srila Gurudev. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
The movie that we're going to play for you now is probably one of the best movies Ananta Vrindavan did, especially for me. I have watched it at least 100 times. And I would say that this movie is like really, really the way how we all remember and will remember you always in our hearts. So, Ananta, please.
The greatest story ever told, the day that I met you. You took me aboard, we sailed and soared and showed upon the truth. Like a monsoon cloud you came pouring down and soothed my scorching heart. It was you I was looking for all these years. It was you that was there from the start. And you told me to sing the greatest song that there's ever been. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Story ever told, the day that I met you, from the streets to the stages, from the beach to the sacred pages. It was you who showed me that love means to give more than you take. And you gave and keep on giving, a gift that's here to stay. there's ever been. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Ananda Prabhu, one more time for this amazing video. So, Srila Gurudev, we're coming slowly to the end. We still have 6 devotees that will be doing offering, and Katamrita will be the first one. Are you there, Katamrita, with us?
Yes, thank you. Dear Srila Gurudeva, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you and to Sankirtana movement. Thank you so very much for an opportunity to make that offering again and to be present here with all the other devotees. I would also like to thank the organizers of this event and all the devotees present at Shri Vyasa Pujas. Your association is something no words could express. I deeply appreciate it, and I'm eternally grateful for it. For it helps me stick to the spiritual path with even more devotion and appreciation. So thank you. Once again, I'm gonna read this time because I'm so moved. I'm afraid I might get lost in the words. So dear Srila Gurudeva, no words could express my soul's eternal gratitude for your boundless mercy, perfect wisdom, limitless patience, understanding, your absolutely loving heart, which never gives up on us, never gives up on helping our lost and ignorant souls. Despite our imperfections, you keep saving us from the ocean of material existence again and again. The more I try to put my gratitude into a brief word, the more difficult or even impossible I find it. Because thanks to you, thanks to your mercy, to your boundless mercy, I have finally realized that every second of your divine association is like an eternal ocean of mercy, bringing us back to guided. It's like a breath of life in the darkness. Your fatherly love and spiritual guidance is not only deep and limitless, it is also authentic and constantly growing over the years. You've been showering us with wisdom, forgiveness, patience, spiritual support, and multiple tools necessary for our spiritual advancement. Be it your lectures, the Polish tour, your kind heart, your chanting, your kirtans. No words could express how much these things mean to me. Thank you, Srila Gurudeva. I feel that I won't be able to repay this debt, spiritual debt, to you, even in a million of lifetimes. But I humbly beg your mercy and forgiveness. And I hope that my heart could be of use to you, could be of service to you, even if only one tiny step at a time. If I could, I would offer you a lotus flower every second of my life. But since it's only possible in my heart, please accept this humble offering and a few gifts we've prepared for you with love and gratitude in our souls. Please accept this garland. It is made of 37 flowers. For every flower stands for 1 year of my life, my present life. Thanks to your spiritual guidance and wisdom, as well as purity and mercy, all the years of my life have been transformed into flowers, even the ignorant ones. You've changed my heart and turned it into a garden full of spiritual wisdom and flowers, a garden yearning for spiritual word and return back to Godhead, which I feel is only possible thanks to the mercy of your lotus feet, dear Srila Gurudeva. Thank you for bringing spiritual awakening and magic so softly into my heart. Thank you for never giving up on me, despite my imperfections. Please accept this spring water. This is a symbol of the purity I see and appreciate in you, and your spring-like qualities, by which you bring us all back to life, spiritual life, and you help us appreciate spiritual knowledge. Please also accept these apples, which, since our conversation about religion back in 2019, have become one of my favorite fruit types. Well, their simplicity, their universality, purity, and attitudes of bringing joy and taste and nutrition to everyone around the world remind me of the way you're teaching, which is always so patient, so full of humility and deeply realized wisdom. Thank you, Srila Gurudeva. Please accept these nectarines for your spiritual guidance and holy presence in this material world. It's like a nectar of wisdom to us. It's a nectar of devotion and pure bhakti, making us all fall in love with Krishna more and more, and helping us recognize and appreciate true nectar over cheaper material things or taste. I even remember some of my friends visiting Polish tour during summertime, even though they knew nothing of Hare Krishna movement or India, I remember that the way you were providing lecture really impressed them. And it was quite a unique experience for them, which they still remember after so many years. So thank you for your presence as well. Finally, please accept these gulab jamuns. For your teachings are like them. Sweet, soft, and yet full of substance. Once tasted, your teachings make the soul stick to the higher taste of spiritual devotion and to Sri Krishna. One can choose to resist or to stay away from the sweetness of gulab jamuns for a while. But even then, even after many, many years, their nectarian taste keeps the mind yearning for another portion of them. And I feel it's the same with your teachings, because based even on my life, I remember that there was a time when I chose to dive into materialistic existence. But even then, almost, every week I had this deeper taste of your teachings, of your voice, of your wisdom. And no words could express how deeply I appreciate them, especially when they are served with such devotion, as presented by you during Kirtan many, many years ago. I'm not sure if you remember, dear Shri Gurudeva, but there was a Kirtan at some Polish tour during which you started serving gulab jamuns by throwing them, and we had to jump to catch them. And that is still such a sweet taste for them in my heart that I couldn't thank you enough for that. Just to keep it short, once again, from the bottom of our hearts, please accept our humble obeisances, gratitude, and love for you and your mission. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Dziękujemy Ci za bardzo wymowne ofiarowanie. Moi drodzy, kolejna będzie Asia. I Asia jest taką szczególną osobą, dlatego że była ona jedną z pierwszych osób, które spotkała Gurudeva, kiedy Gurudev postanowił.
So Asha is next. She was the first accepted disciple in Poland. That was 30 years ago, over 30 years ago. She lives in UK. Would like Asha to speak few words to Shri Gurudev.
Am I hearable?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
So,
Yes.
dearest Gurudev, once again, happy birthday. I know I have read my offering during the UK Vyasa Puja meeting, but I was asked to read it again during the Polish Vyasa Puja, so I couldn't turn the opportunity down to get your attention again. Or maybe you didn't put enough, attention into my reading by texting Gorangi asking about me. I'm just kidding, but well, here I am again. Thank you, Gurudev, for this opportunity to gather us all here in the shade of your mercy. And I know it is not really for your pleasure. It is rather for your mercy to bless us all with your association. Since I was a little girl, I might have been around 8 when I started questioning the purpose of life. And I remember asking my dad after my first communion that what will happen after we die. And although he was a wonderful and loving father, he wasn't sure himself and have replied to me, I guess we just disappear. I remember how heartbroken I was, how I could not accept this to be the truth. Since that day, I started praying every day to God, please let me find the purpose. Please, God, don't let me be lost like my parents are. I didn't have to wait long. When I was about 15, one of my best friends asked me to go to some strange spiritual meeting. So that was the blessing. That meeting have changed my life forever. Finally, all the questions I had in my heart started to be answered. I started to read a little brochure question and answer by Srila Prabhupada. That was the God sent message. Straight away, I dived into the ocean of nectar. My journey had started. The first recollection of you, Gurudev, is this ecstatic kirtans that you have made on the Polish farm when you first came. I guess it was 1989. And obviously your amazing adventurous lectures that we all could have listened for hours. I remember when I asked you if you would consider to accept me as your disciple, you just smiled and just said, I will do everything in my power to make you love Srila Prabhupada. I didn't understand these words back then, but I do understand it now. Older I get, more I realize, more I appreciate the great effort Srila Prabhupada had to make to give us, me, the great spiritual knowledge to save us all from the cycle of birth and death. But actually, it is much more than this. With Prabhupada's mercy, I received the whole beautiful spiritual family, friends that helped me go through the thick and thin. Without you, Gurudev, and all my wonderful friends, I would not have made it. I would be completely lost. Years are passing, times are changing, but you don't stop warming hearts of your disciples, well-wishers, and people around the world who come to contact with you, even in these challenging circumstances. Every day, you prove how extraordinary, how exceptional you are. We need more people like this. I might have distanced myself sometimes. I might have looked from behind the curtain throughout all these years. But Krishna, Srila Prabhupada, and you, Gurudev, you are always in my heart. You are always closest spiritual family that I can never forget. Thank you, Gurudev, for all your mercy, for the patience towards me. You are my rock, you are my anchor, stopping me from drifting away. Thank you to all my wonderful friends. You are all my eternal family. So thank you to all of you, and I bow to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your offering. So the next person, I would say, is probably one of the most dedicated person in service to Gurudev. He's always an example for me and inspiration. So I would like to request Rasikendra Prabhu to say a few words.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. Proszę przyjmij pełne szacunku.
Srila Gurudev, accept our humble obeisances. We are so happy that we can see you in the association of your disciples. You know that all we want to do is to serve you. This is the essence of our life. I was wondering the whole time, what can I offer you on this day? And what I realized, I can offer you that I'm ready, my readiness, my work, and my work that when you just say, I'm ready, when you say, let's go. And I can assure you everything is going to be ready. Everything is going to be absolutely fine, and it's going to be more. And then we're going to have a Ratha Yatra card, we're going to have all the cars, we're going to have all the tents, we're going to have everything that we need, that we can start our festival, that we have start our project again. During the last talk that you told me, you promised me that there's going to be tour next year. I'm waiting for that moment. I promise you, until that moment, I'm going to make sure everything is ready, and I'll be waiting for your arrival. Your apartment in Warsaw is also ready in Piaseczno. Please come back. We're waiting for you in Poland. We are always ready to serve you. We don't have anything else in our life. We don't have any other goals, just that. I'm offering you my readiness, my energy, my time. It's all yours, and my body. Everything that I can hold in my hands. Oh, everything else, I just want to offer to you so you can serve Srila Prabhupada. So I've got nothing else to give you, so I'm offering you this. Your hard work, it's so inspirational. Your classes are letting us to go through that pandemic in peace, in somehow. But this time also gave us realization that we really, how precious is that time with you in your company, in your association. We feeling that separation, we experiencing that what it means to serve in separation. And we can see that what we have is so not cheap, it's so valuable. Think that pandemic time, that all that we have, that we can lose in any moment, all these precious things we have with you. That I pray to Krishna every day that I can have your association again, experience that wonderful personal service for you. I can experience that again. I have no other desires apart from that. Please, Shri Gurudev, please be healthy, live forever, that we can have the nectar of service for you, that serving Srila Prabhupada within your association, that we can develop our mood, our service, and we can spread this Srila Prabhupada's mission. But that's my only desire. That's the only thing that I desire. I just want to be a servant that can assist you always. Thank you, Shri Gurudev, for everything. Hare Krishna. Last minute, Raja, if you're there. I think Shri Gurudev, they really mean it, what they say. Can you hear me? Yeah, I can translate. Yeah. Shri Gurudev, I accept my humble obeisances. I'm so sorry for the circumstances where I'm talking to you from the car. I would just like to offer you, first of all, I can do that every day, offer my obeisances to you. I don't have any other sort of service for you at the moment. Despite that, every day I serve you by being a mother and a wife, looking after my children. I pay my obeisances to the deities. I chant the holy name. I would like that your health would be, your health will remain stable, that you will keep being healthy and strong, that you are okay. I would like to thank you for all the prayers, for all the blessings, everything that I hear that I can do. I would like to say that we are here, we're serving Krishna, we didn't forget about Krishna. We are keeping on that boat of Krishna consciousness. We're trying our best to serve you and Krishna and Srila Prabhupada's mission. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Mandakini is going to be next. Mandakini is our interpreter, and nobody's going to translate her into Polish because nobody can manage that well, to do that this well. Mandakini. She'll speak in English.
Dearest Srila Gurudev, please accept my most respectful and humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you. Initially, I did not plan to say anything, but hearing all of my god sisters and god brothers. I thought it would be a shame not to take advantage of this opportunity to address you personally. My heart is beating so fast now. I'm always speechless when it comes to speaking to you. And that's one of the greatest regrets I have in my life, that through all these years I had this opportunity to be close to you and serve you personally and have your personal association. I always was speechless, and I could never really ask all these questions I had. And now when I lost this opportunity, now it came to me that I was such a stupid person not to take advantage of what to do. I wanted to thank you from the depth of my heart. First of all, for the great family of devotees that I have, my god siblings. I became very touched when I could see and I could hear Katamrita, because she's one of my first friends in Krishna consciousness. We are the same age, and we've always made so much effort to be very close to you as kids, and you were always so merciful to give us this opportunity to just follow you wherever you would be going. And all that mercy that you showered upon us is really the only reason, as Chintamani said, that I'm still here. It's only you. It's only you that keeps me here. And the love that you showed, that is present in that movement, the relationships, that's the only thing that keeps me around. Another thing I wanted to help you is that service that I could perform for so many years in different ways, whether it's just hanging around, whether it's serving you lunch, whether it's translating for you or worshipping your deities, or just being close to you and holding your hand as a small girl, or feeling your feet on my head when I was paying my obeisances. All these moments are priceless, and all of us have moments like that. And I'm just amazed, how is it possible that one person can have such an impact on the lives of all of us? That's just amazing. Another thing I wanted to thank for is my own family, my marriage, my children, because it's all also a result of your time spent in Poland, of your preaching, and especially my daughter. She's a blessing of yours. It was your instruction to have her and your blessing. So I thank you for her. And speaking of instructions and the service, when I became a mother, I really thought that I lost everything in a sense, because I couldn't be part of the tour family the way I used to be before. And in that time, when I thought I lost my service, you gave me a new one, being a mother. And although I'm not doing a good job really, that keeps me going, because you told me that this is my service to you, now. And so that keeps me going. And I want to thank you for being there in my life always. Although there have been very difficult times in my life, there still are. I cannot say I'm an exemplary disciple, but being here in Mayapur is also another thing that I am grateful to you for your blessings that we can be here. And I miss you so very much. I thought that coming to India would be giving me a chance to meet you sooner than in Poland. And look what happened. You are not so far from here and I can't see you personally. But I keep praying that you can come to Mayapur as soon as possible. And I can again see you, touch your feet and express all that love that I have for you. I would like to say so much. I would like to shower you with letters, but I know you are very busy, so I don't do it. There are so many of us. So I just stick to the 2 reports yearly. And I thank you very, very much from the depth of my heart for your tolerance, patience, all the words of encouragement you give us all the time, and the words of forgiveness that you have for us, for me, because there is a lot to forgive. So I thank you for that, and I pray that with your blessings, one day I can be able to be worthy of being your disciple. I know I'm not now, but I pray I can be one day. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Dziękujemy Ci, Mandakini. Ja już Cię przyłączyłem z powrotem do tłumaczenia. Śla Gurdev, właśnie w tym momencie, właśnie w tym momencie, kiedy mówiła Mandakini,
mówiła,
poprosił, że też chce coś powiedzieć, więc zapraszamy Krisamy Prabhu.
Sama Prabhu powiedział, że też chce powiedzieć parę słów, więc zapraszamy go, aby powiedział też parę słów.
Hare Krishna. Nie wiem, czy coś słychać, czy nie. No, jestem z takiego telefonu, że nie jestem pewien. Drogi Maharaj, przyjmij moje pokłony. Jestem szczęśliwy, że mogę być dzisiaj tu z Wami. Że mogę Ciebie widzieć.
I can see you. I'd just like to show you somebody that you haven't seen for a while. That was 20 years ago. 20 years ago on Jamasami, I got a gift from you. And I had it for the last 20 years with me here every day. I don't know if you recognize him. I don't know if you can see it. I just want to show you. There he is. This is the Lord. He came to me due to your mercy. Since I've had few more. They're different types, but this one here is the closest to my heart. I know how valuable he was to you, how precious. I just want to say thank you for everything that you did for me, for all of us in Poland for the Polish tour. I do apologize for the complications that you have in your life that due to because you're so dedicated to our project. I just please want to beg you, please don't give up. I beg you to continue, because it shows all an example of bhakti, what it means being dedicated to the mission, what it means to be dedicated to friends, to the family, to be, dedicated, loving towards brothers and sisters, to me, it's a wonderful, special day. I'm so happy I can thank you for everything, and I beg you, please stay with us. Whether there's rain or sun shining, if there's hailing, you with us. Thank you, Shila Gurudev. And thank you, dear devotees, that I can see you all. I'm very grateful that I could see Katamrita, that I haven't seen her for years. She's close to my heart. I could see Tribi. I could see all of you. Rasika. And I'm happy that we're here at this point together at Srila Gurudev's lotus feet. Thank you so much. Thank you, Trisama.
So dear Shila Gurudev, there is Salakshana and me left at the end. So we would like to start from offering you a small cake. That Salakshana made for you. It's a chocolate cake. And also we would like to show you the deities that we worship. Some times ago we asked you for permission to worship Giriraj. So this is the Giriraj that came to us. And also those Gauranitai deities belong to Janavi, and we're taking care for them at the moment. So thank you very much for this mercy. And Salakshana will start with her offering.
Hare Krishna, dear Srila Gurudev. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Dear Srila Gurudev, every day before my puja, I'm trying to realize how fortunate I am to have you in my life, and it is incredibly hard to measure all my fortune, because not only you are in my life, but you are the cause of all auspiciousness in it. It would be not an exaggeration to say that you gave me everything, directly or indirectly. Srila Gurudev, you gave me the meaning of my existence. Before I met devotees and you, I was feeling so bored, and I was so unsatisfied in everything I was doing. And I came to the point of a huge desperation and frustration, and I don't know how would it end if I would not meet you through your disciples. And you literally saved my life. I owe you my present life, Srila Gurudev. And you gave me the highest goal of life. This only fact is enough to be forever grateful to you, but this was only the beginning of the mercy that you were giving to me. Then step by step, you gave me the process how to reach this goal. You gave me the holy name, you gave me Shastras, you gave me Sri Vrindavan, you gave me Society of Devotees, and the most precious that you gave me the privilege to do some service to you and to participate in your service to Srila Prabhupada. All these methods of devotional service I could see in practice executing by you. Daily during the Polish tour, you were chanting japa with us and to show us how to do it properly. You have given so many lectures to share your deep knowledge about Krishna consciousness. You have organized so many parikramas to bring us to Vrindavan Dham. And so many times you were allowing us to see how you worship the deities just to give us the taste to this service. And without any breaks, you were organizing your preaching tours just to engage us and to service to Srila Prabhupada and show by your example how to do it in the perfect way. Srila Gurudev, I don't know any other person who is giving so much that you give to your disciples. Above this, you gave me real friends. You gave me an amazing, devoted husband. You gave me so much of your personal love and association. And now when we are not able to see each other in real, you are giving tremendous amount of your time of your personal time to me and your disciples by giving these beautiful, illustrious and deep lectures. And hundreds of hours that you are spending to study and then to share what is dear to your heart speaks louder than thousands of words. And this is a real love to your disciple, Srila Gurudev. Thank you so much. And Srila Gurudev, you gave me the best life. And I know thousands of your disciples that you have given the same. And above these thousands of disciples, there are thousands of people whose lives you have changed. As Madhav told earlier in his offering about this lady, which we met during the Kirtan program in Poland, that she came to our Kirtan, and the moment when she was singing Kirtan, she remembered that in the childhood she was on the Baltic Sea coast and she was participating in Kirtan. And this example beautifully shows how you plant seed in the hearts of thousands of people, not only in Poland, but all over the world. Thinking about all that you gave to me, Srila Gurudeva, I understand that there is no such a thing that I can reciprocate with you. You really have my life, you have my heart, you have everything what I have. Everything is yours. Srila Gurudeva, you and your service will always be the priority in my life, and I'm waiting and always ready to do anything you will ask me. I love you with all my heart. I wish you a lot of health and many years that we could see you again and again and do service to you. Thank you so much.
Dear Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada in his books speaks that taking up Krishna consciousness is like going for a war with Maya. And devotees are compared to be soldiers of Lord Chaitanya. Each army has its special forces. USA has Navy SEALs, Russia has Spetsnaz, UK SAS. Here in Poland, we have GROM. So those are the most qualified soldiers who are taking the greatest risk. And for me, you are like special forces in the army of Srila Prabhupada. You are on the peace mission or rescue mission to bring the lost, confused souls to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna. And in your arsenal, you have amazing weapons, sweet kirtans, beautiful dancing, parikramas, amazing festivals, taking care of devotees, determination, being a perfect gentleman, and many, many more. So I would like to say that for me personally, being able to assist you in your service is the greatest honor and happiness and privilege I ever had. When I look in my heart, all other things are fading away, and this is the only thing I would like to do. So I have died millions of billions of times thinking about nonsense, but in this life, I just really want to remember your lotus feet and Srila Prabhupada and Krishna, and I don't want to do anything else ever. So thank you very much for your mercy. While we're waiting for your association again, we're trying to serve devotees. I took shelter in reading Srila Prabhupada books, and hopefully we'll be able to serve you again personally soon. Thank you, Srila Gurudev. Thank you for all your time, and I would like to ask, would you like to say some final words for us, please?
Oma Gyantimadandasya Gyanangana Shalakaya Chaksurimilitam Jena Tasmai Sigurave Namaha. I was standing in the darkness of material existence, but my spiritual master has opened my eyes with the torchlight of transcendental knowledge. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Dvijavar was speaking about the army. We're part of an army, and I was remembering the other day that when I was in the armed forces in America, it was during a very difficult time in American history. It was a period of the Vietnam War. A lot of boys went overseas and they didn't come back. And when I was in the military for a few years, because everything was so intense, the training and just, everything that we went through, I made some very close friends, actually. because of the intensity of service to our country. And I must admit that even to this day, a lot of those boys, well, now they're elderly men, they're still dear to me. We, maybe 3 or 4 of them, 5 of them, we keep in touch. You know, I have to talk some mundane things with them, you know, politics, but I always take the opportunity to throw in something Krishna conscious. And finally, I can see it's having an effect on some of them. But my point is that because we went through such an intense experience, those relationships you hold close to your heart, because we helped each other through those difficult times, and we thought we were doing something beneficial for the world. That's that's debatable. But when Riju was speaking about Lord Chaitanya's army, then I was thinking, yes, the relationships I have with all of you are much more deep, unlimitedly deep, unlimitedly meaningful. There's so much shelter in those relationships and such a joy serving the real mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spreading the holy names all over the world. Prabhupada would often refer to that as spiritual welfare. And he gave some credit to those who were, you know, in a pious way wanting to help others, but more or less just temporary help, not the ultimate solution to the miseries of material existence, which is really to go back home, back to Godhead, where life's eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. So therefore, those who you know, an army is a big thing. But in my military service, we had a battalion. Battalion, I think, is like 1,500 men or something like that. Then we had platoons. And platoons meant 27 men. 27 men. You live with those men, you serve with those men, you die with those men. So those 27 men were like really important, you know. Like when you're on the battlefield, the whole idea is you look after your buddy and he looks after you. That's really what's happening on the battlefield. You're attacking the enemy, but you know, you're scared. So you're depending on each other. So in a much deeper way, much in a transcendental way, that was only a couple of years. But for 50 years, I've been serving in Lord Chaitanya's army. So how deep and how meaningful, how loving are the relationships that we are all experiencing together, how close we're coming to each other, going through the ups and downs of spreading the Sankirtan movement. Many of you remember it wasn't always easy in Poland. I remember one time we were setting up a spring festival somewhere, and Dujavara walked by, he had a big puffed cheek here. I say, what happened? He said, oh, some skinheads came and knocked me in the face. He didn't even like think twice about it. But I have to go and set up the lights now. And there's other bigger tragedies, you know. We were attacked a number of times. And we had so much opposition from the church and politicians, and it's all more or less disappeared because of the good fortune that we shared with the people and their appreciation of that. But going through, you know, heaven and hell, going through good times and bad times, crying over the difficulties and trying to help each other, it just emotionally and spiritually, and relishing, you know, the success, the real success of life, like Woodstock. Every time we leave Woodstock, it was like I couldn't hardly fathom, I didn't know how to handle the happiness, the joy that came from just how many hundreds of thousands of people heard the holy name, saw Rath Yatra, participated in the kirtans, took prasadam. It's unprecedented in this movement of ISKCON, actually. What we've done in Poland is in our particular service. There's many services around the world, Gurukul and management and farms. But our cultural presentation of Krishna consciousness, I have to say, on behalf of all of you, unprecedented. And I know that Prabhupada has seen and he's blessed us, and Mahaprabhu has blessed us, and we're hankering for those blessings again. But all of that up and down, and the struggles and the victories, Param Vijayate, Shri Krishna Sankirtan, blood, sweat, and tears that we gave, has brought us so very, very close. So you're like my transcendental platoon. I had 27 soldiers in my platoon. I was the leader of the platoon, by the way, somehow or other. And we're still close, some of those boys. What to speak of us, 50 years, 30 years on the Polish tour, 30 years. Some came in the beginning, some came later, some are coming just now. It's the same feeling, this feeling of this, not a platoon of, soldiers, but a family. Many of you were referring to it as a family. I think one of the greatest rewards is how close we are, how much we depend on each other for maintaining our spiritual lives and going forward with faith and hope that we will reach the supreme destination. We become very, very close because we serve together. We serve together. I've been many places on this planet. I've done many things, but the Polish tour and the devotees connected to it. And this is meaning devotees in the past, way back in the past. Some of them have left. Some we haven't heard of, but they're still very dear to the heart. Devotees from other countries, Russia, Ukraine, Moldova, Bulgaria, Serbia, Croatia, France. It's interesting how an international group of devotees have served in the Polish Yatra. So all those, anyone who participated in our preaching there on the tour, and our spring tours, and the times we spent in the temples and the Polish farm, it's all seared in my memory. And everyone connected from any country, or anyone who gave donations. People never came on the tour, but they gave donations. Anyone who's connected to it, it's just special family. And there's many families in ISKCON bound together by service to Srila Prabhupada. And that's why someone said one time, ISKCON or Prabhupada built a house in which the whole world can live. This is our universal conception. We're relishing our little group, our family, our room, but the whole world can experience that shelter and that love and that hope that comes from being a member of Prabhupada's movement, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. Maybe they won't take it up in this lifetime, but whatever progress they made by taking some samosas at the Festival of India, or like that little girl, one time, the theater, we had the Krishna and Vrindavan theater, I'll always remember. At the end of the theater, the theater was finishing, and almost the next act was coming on. One little girl stood up and she said, "Mommy, I want Krishna." She just fell in love with Krishna from the play. It's not going to go away. Krishna says on this path of Krishna consciousness, bhakti yoga, devotional service, there's no loss and there's no diminution. It stays with you forever. So whatever impressions we've made in their hearts, it's like shamskaras. A shamskara is a ceremony which makes a deep impression in your heart, strengthens your devotional service, there's so many samskaras throughout our life which give us strength. So we're creating these samskaras for these people. This is called, causeless mercy. Maybe they don't have it, but they got it. And because we gave it together as a team, we're united ever. Our family. I heard a tape the other day, Prabhupada was saying that someone asked Prabhupada that some question about the relationship with the spiritual master, after the spiritual master departs. And Prabhupada said, oh, so there are a number of disciples. They travel with the spiritual master life after life, helping him in his mission. And I was thinking, I want to be one of those disciples that goes with Prabhupada forever. I don't care if I have to come back. Birth, death, old age, and disease, they pale in comparison to the joy of serving my spiritual master in any circumstance, in heaven or hell, doesn't matter. This earth is like a hell. How much pleasure can you squeeze out of this life? Real joy is Hari Guru Vaishnava. So I feel like that. And you can see the emotions today. The emotions were very strong. This is bhakti. There's so many movements today, they talk about bhakti and kirtan. Okay, we we respect their whatever little understanding they have. But if you join the Sankirtan movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu under Prabhupada's direction, and you try your best to contribute in any way that you can, many hands make small work. That is Sankirtan, and there's no bond stronger than that. And when we all leave this world in the next 100 years, none of us will be here. I'm convinced we'll be together, because you go to where your heart takes you. And even now, where are our hearts? Our hearts are, we've given our hearts to each other. We've given our hearts to Prabhupada. We've given our hearts to Krishna, to Radha Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. No one will deny that. We may still have some attractions here and there and some bad habits, and sometimes we slip, but Krishna knows our heart of hearts. Prabhupada knows our heart of hearts. And they will, because we're part of their army. And, you need a trained army. You need an experienced army to go forward. So that's the one thing we can say. 30 years of the Polish tour, we know a little bit about how to do it. So don't be surprised for a few more lives. Lord Chaitanya, Prabhupada, hey, what's that Polski? What is that? What do they call that? Festival of India? Where are they? Well, they're scattered. I'll bring them all together. We've got a mission on this planet. That's how I envision it. We know the philosophy, and we've done time. We have experience. We're seasoned soldiers in Mahaprabhu's army. That's, we better be ready, because we're going to be called for. Many are called, but few are chosen. You will be chosen. And we'll have this opportunity here and there. There's no army needed in the spiritual world, but there's a lot of service to the divine couple. And that will be our eternal blessing. And I also heard Prabhupada say, when you get back to the spiritual world, you will recognize each other. Wow. How nice that will be. And my promise to all of you as my disciples is that I will not rest. I've said this many times. I will not rest until you're all home, because that's my responsibility. As you took your vows to me at initiation to follow the principles and chant Hare Krishna and do some service. So in my heart at that ceremony, I took a vow to my spiritual master, because this is my service to Prabhupada, to help you, that I'll make sure somehow I'll require the help of many godbrothers and godsisters and the institution. It's not me, but I'll teach you and I'll share with you whatever I've learned, whatever Prabhupada has taught me, whatever realizations he's given me. I share them all with you because that's my service, to make sure you go back to Goloka Vrindavan. Who can imagine what our room will be like there? Some kunj in the forest. An eternal life of bliss and knowledge. So never get dejected, never get depressed, never get down. Krishna consciousness only gets better. There may be some rough rides sometimes when you're going across the ocean of material existence. Sometimes the boat may, get a little shaky in the ocean of material existence. You may get a little seasick. Just tolerate that, but always have hope that our future is very, very bright, and I will always be there to guide you and encourage you and inspire you and bring you to the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. That would be my greatest pleasure, to introduce you to Prabhupada. Sure, Prabhupada, this is a nice young girl. She served you for so many lifetimes. Please give her your mercy and engage her in service of Radha and Krishna and the spiritual world. Here's a nice boy. So we have a great future ahead of us, and I'm praying that that service that we like the most up on the Baltic Sea coast, that rhymes, it's like transcendental poetry, let that, we can pray, because Mahaprabhu, he is the supreme controller, he's the Yuga avatar, but the nature of love is that you can touch someone's heart, and you can get their ear, and they'll listen to you, and because of their appreciation of what you've done, they'll fulfill your desires. So what is our desire as members of the Polski tour from all over the world? We even have devotees from Australia, New Zealand helping us. Maybe some demigods have come we didn't recognize. What is our prayer as united nations of the spiritual world? To please give us the opportunity to again perform that service up on the Baltic coast, because there's no preaching that I've ever done that is as sweet and as satisfying as that. So we'll finish on that high note. I often say in my lectures, we have to finish on a high note. Rupa Goswami says we should finish on a sweet note. So we will make a plea to Krishna, please give us our service back. And how do you ask for service in our Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition? You chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. My dear Lord, my dear energy of the Lord, Srimati Radharani, please engage me in your service. So collectively today, all the devotees in Poland and other devotees who are listening, please Mahaprabhu, please Radha and Krishna, give us back our service. We'll do it better next time, we promise. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I'll finish here. I haven't eaten today. It is 5:30. I was too, actually I only slept, last night I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning. I was so excited about this event today. I just couldn't sleep. I'm going to see this devotee, I'm going to see that devotee. I get to say something to them, to encourage them, my spiritual sons and daughters. Glorify my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, talk about Lord Chaitanya, the protection of Lord Nrsingadev, and I'm going to get to hear their wonderful, I couldn't sleep. My helpers here, I was up at 1 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't eat the whole day, so I'm going to take some prasadam now. Then I'm going to go to sleep and get up and work on my next lecture about Vrindavan, about Yavat. Actually, right now we're at that holy place of Yavat, where Srimati Radharani lives with her husband, Abhimanyu. We've got some real nectar to share with you. Okay? So I'll keep doing this service of the lectures about Vrindavan until Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just breaks open the storehouse of Sri Krishna Sankirtan movement and I'll be the first one on the Baltic Sea coast. I'll be waiting for you there. Okay? Thank you so much. All of you, love you more than you'll ever know, actually. And I'll look forward to seeing you soon. All glories to Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Shri Krishna Sankirtan Yagya Ki, Polish Yatra Ki, Festival at Indy Ki, Gaur Premanandi. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Krishna Gurudev, thank you so much for being with us today. We did have quite a few devotees who joined spontaneously, and unfortunately, I missed one lady. She's crying so much now. Would you be kind to give us just 3 more?
Sure. No problem. My prasadam will wait.
Thank you. Nadia, proszę bardzo, twój czas.
Hare Krishna, Shri Gurudev. I didn't want actually that you have to wait for prasadam now, but Janavi and Vijavara Prabhu are very kind to me. Because actually I was thinking because nowadays I'm very busy with the service in Radhadesh as a full-time Pujari. So today morning I dressed Jagannath. After Vyasa Puja I'm trying to cook. So I was thinking if I'm able to join, but I was thinking that we are living in such a times that we have to really take advantage, like Mandakini said, do not regret later, because we didn't expect that in 2019 it would be not the last tour, but this pause will come, yeah. And we don't know if it will be also the last occasion to say something directly to you. So I'm very grateful that I can do this. And like to not keep it longer, I just want to tell one kind of pastime, like to show how wonderful example you are for all of us. In last month we are organizing Harinamas here, and on the one Harinam there was a small little girl who spontaneously joined us, and she was looking little like a gypsy girl, like little deity. So I was thinking in my mind, should I grab her hand and start to dance with her? But I hesitated, because of her deity appearance. And at the same moment, her father took her away from us. And I was thinking that if it would be you would just take the small girl and dance with her and make such a deep spiritual experience for her. So after some time, when I saw that she's running towards us once again, I also ran towards her and I grabbed her hand and I danced with her. And it's giving me really feeling that even though we can not do this in your physical presence, like on the tour, I can feel your presence, that whenever we are going on Harinam or whenever I'm doing the morning puja here to the deities. And at the end of this Harinam, our GBC Prabhu, he asked me, that you were trained by His Holiness Indradumna Maharaj. And I could say that yes, I was trained by him how to do this, and I'm very grateful to be your disciple and be trained by you. And please take prasadam Shila Gurudev, and thank you very much, your servant Nadia Chivani.
So we'll finish here, Dvija?
Yes, Shila Gurudev. Thank you so much.
I have to thank all of you. And we'll keep in touch, and we'll be together again. Don't worry. Prabhupada. Okay.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Shila Gurudev.
Hare Bol Gurudev.
Możemy się wszyscy odmutować i powiedzieć Gurudevowi pomachać.
Jai Shila Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev. Hare Krishna. We love you, Gurudev. Come back to Poland.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Pokaż mi Kirsidę.
Oh, Kirtida, Haribol. Oh, Radharani.